Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Friday. Hopefully everybody can hear me. It looks like everything is on. You know how that shit goes.
Yep.
But hey, we see a couple of new names in the chat already.
Yep, everybody's piling in.
Saying, hey, Jack Dolph from Bavaria.
Oh,
well,
way.
Hey.
Yeah, way over there in Bavaria. So that's an area of Germany, I think.
Isn't it in Germany?
Yeah, it might be in Germany.
Or Germany adjacent?
Yeah.
We're Americans. We don't know anything about geography. No, I'm just kidding. And CB has put a bunch of Scottish flags there. So, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
CB also asked, I hope Pookie is feeling better. Yeah, I think we never did give an update because remember I said she had like a couple weeks back, she had a little ass explosion.
Yeah.
She's fine. We actually, yeah.
Her fucking glands.
One of her anal glands.
Yeah. Busted open.
Both busted open.
Got swole up, yeah.
And yeah, we just kept it clean, and I have like some spray antibiotic stuff that I kept spraying on her butt. She was very offended.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got better. It kind of scabbed up, and then now the hair has grown back, so she seems fine now.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was not happy about it.
Yep. Today is the Friday show, which we love, which is just a show that escorts you out to the weekend.
Yeah, just sitting here getting shit-faced.
And we're going to get kind of shit-faced, and we're going to talk about anything. It's kind of basically open lines Friday, which a lot of shows like that because we don't have to prepare for it.
I mean, it's not. I do actually prepare for the other shows, which maybe you wouldn't know that because of like all the fucking tangents we go off on. But I do actually do a lot of research and stuff about the movies and topics that we do.
Yeah.
But you know, this is like a lot less stressful for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to prepare anything. We can just like sit here and drink and
tomorrow we're gonna see that new movie.
Oh, I'm so jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maxine, the new T West movie.
Yeah.
We actually watched X last night in preparation. I had seen it before, but Tom had never seen it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because he had seen Pearl. Because we watched Pearl together, and
I saw Pearl first. I actually like Pearl better than
a lot of people do. Yeah. They're two completely different movies,
yeah.
Honestly.
They're both good movies, but I like Pearl the best.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see Maxine. They're all interrelated.
Yeah.
The movies.
Yeah, from what I understand, Maxine takes place a few years after X.
Yeah.
And is about Maxine Minx, obviously the final girl from X, with Mia Goth in it, and she's always good in everything.
Mia Goth stars in all of them. Yeah. She's good.
Yeah, she is great. I loved her in Infinity Pool, too, the Brandon Cronenberg movie. That was a great fucking movie. I want to see that again. She's
another British actor that can do pretty good Southern accent. She was doing Southern accent in X.
Yeah.
And she was kind of doing a 70s version of it.
Yeah.
Because the accents were stronger back then. I remember them. She does a pretty good job. It's funny how the British can fake our accents, but our actors can't fake a British accent.
Yeah, it doesn't really work the other way around all that well.
Because our actors ain't shit, really. They're not any good.
They're just like they don't want to do the work. They're like, I'll just kind of wing it. It'll be fine.
No, they get casted because of the couch, not because of how good of an actor they are. In England, they take that shit seriously. They're going back to Shakespeare. Well,
like I said, it's a craft. It's an art just like any other thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, fucking do it right. You know what I'm saying?
There wouldn't be any good Hollywood movies without British actors, or the companies that do the shit, that do special effects and shit.
It's weird because I feel like every time I see Mia Goth in a movie, I guess she was a Brit in Infinity Pool, wasn't she?
I don't know.
I think, but
I don't remember it.
Every time I see, because I was watching an interview with her and T West the other day when they were talking about Pearl, and I'm always freaked out when I hear her real voice because she doesn't usually use it in movies. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of, she has a really high pitched, very, very, very British sounding voice, and I was just kind of like, wow, I always forget. Because she hardly ever plays a British person in movies, at least in none that I've seen her in.
If you guys haven't seen Pearl, see Pearl. I think you can see it for free online. It's probably
it's on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. You can watch Amazon if you have Amazon Prime. You can watch it for free, but for some reason they're charging $3.99 for X or $3.49.
Yeah,
which is fine because that's an awesome movie. It used to be on Netflix, but it's not anymore. Because I watched it on Netflix, I didn't pay for it.
X is actually the first one, and then Pearl is the prequel.
Yeah.
And the first one's just in the 70s. Supposed to be in Texas. I guess it's somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
Some people in a van are going to make a porn flick at this old farmhouse. It's like the guest house of an old ranch. And they get there, and it's an old couple running it. I guess they're in their 80s. I think I redid the math. They would have been in their 80s.
Yeah, because I think Pearl was set in 1919, yeah?
Yeah. And it was almost 1980. So that would have been
it was nice. Yeah, X is set in 1979.
Right. So they were going to make a porn flick in there. And the old dude's old lady wife, she's like a sex maniac. She sees the porn going on and turns her on. She tries to molest the female stars. They kill a bunch of people. Both the older couple try to capture the young starlet played by Mia Goth. Mia Goth plays her and the old lady.
Yeah.
She plays both characters.
Yeah.
And the second movie's Pearl. It gives that old lady's backstory.
Yeah.
How they ended up in that house. It's good.
Like
real
when
good.
She was young. Yeah.
The story, the style of the movies, and the filmmaking's expert. The director, the direction, the writing, everything.
I've really liked all of T. West movies, to be honest with you.
And Pearl, when she was a kid back in the early 1900s, 1918, 1917, her husband was off to war. She was young, hot. She wanted to be a famous dancer and everything. And she was kind of a real repressed, sexually repressed. Her mother fucking was trying to keep her pent up and shit. And she was doing kinky shit on the side. Wasn't anything by today's standards all that kinky, but eventually she started killing people.
Which that's
over
pretty,
jealousy.
That's pretty kinky.
Yeah. and then that she kind of reminds me like a female Anthony Perkins from the movie Psycho.
From Psycho, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what was that guy's name? What was the character name from Psycho?
Norman Bates.
Norman Bates. Yeah, she's kind of like a Norman Bates, where killing people, but she's a little bit sympathetic. I like Pearl.
Yeah. Well, he definitely made some homages to Psycho.
Yeah.
In X and in Pearl, like with the car, pushed into the lake and all this other, some of the shots, compositions.
But in X, the first one at the end, Pearl gets killed. All right, spoiler.
Whoops.
Yeah, and the little porn star girl that killed her was the only, also played by Mia Goth, was the sole survivor from that attack. And this movie coming out tomorrow is her a few years later, trying to be a famous porn star. And I guess she becomes a killer, I guess.
I'm not sure if she becomes a killer or if there's another serial killer. Like I said, I didn't want, because I saw that Sinister Cinema Reviews, who I really like, that they had done a review of it because they already saw it. And I was like, I really wanted to watch it, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I have seen a trailer because when we went to see, what was the last movie we went to see? Either when we went to see the new Dune movie
the last one we saw was Furiosa.
Or Furiosa.
That was the last movie
No, I think when we went to see Late Night with the Devil, I think I saw a preview, like a trailer for Maxine. Okay. And so I've seen one trailer and that's it. Because like I said, I don't like to watch trailers or watch reviews or anything like that before I see the movie. I want to fucking take it in on its own merits.
But those two movies were X and Maxine and Pearl were two very solid modern horror movies. They were good.
Yeah, I liked them both a lot. They're very different, but they're still recognizably in the same universe, which is kind of hard to pull off.
Yeah, whatever. They're just very, very solid movies.
Yeah,
kind of like something that was crafted back in the day, kind of.
Yeah.
What's that director's name?
T. West.
T. West, yeah.
Isn't he? I think he's Australian or New Zealand. Is he?
Yeah, these movies are filmed. Jay thinks that they're filmed in New Zealand.
I'm pretty sure X and Pearl were shot in New Zealand.
Yeah, it looks like Texas though.
It does, yeah.
I guess they wanted some real retro architecture. That's not in Texas anymore. Most of it's gone, but evidently it's still there in New Zealand, in the country areas. Like old gas stations and shit like that, and old fucking shops. By the side of the road, and all that stuff's gone in the South. The South doesn't look like the South I grew up with. It's all brand new fucking corporate shit everywhere. You can go to fucking Heidelberg, Mississippi, and go fucking 10 miles, not even 10 miles, 6 miles, and find Starbucks. Or, kind of where I grew up, which that would just be unheard of, because that was, when I was a little kid, that was just backwoods. It was deep South Mississippi. And it's just totally corporate now and brand new. I grew up as a kid in the South, in the Smokey and the Bandit looking South. Like if you looked at old fucking like Gator and fucking White Lightning.
All those. Remember we went
all
on
those old movies.
Remember we went on that whole Burt Reynolds tangent.
I went down there and watched
did all
the
those Burt Reynolds movies.
That was the original Southern fucking action star,
we did
man.
Gator and White
Burt
Lightning.
Reynolds was the shit, man.
Yeah.
And I was having flashbacks like, oh, I remember that from like when I was 6, you know, fucking that it looked like that. When I was 7, it looked like that. And that all that architecture's gone. But evidently it's still in New Zealand. It looks like just the same thing.
I didn't even realize that it had been shot somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really occur to me. He was trying to get a look like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. But, which he did. But, yeah, I mean, I've liked all his... I liked House of the Devil. I liked The Innkeepers. The Sacrament, I think he made that one too, which was kind of like a modern found footage version or mockumentary version of the Jim Jones thing. Yeah. Like, it's obviously about Jim Jones, but it's like in the modern era. Like, somebody's there making a documentary about this cult, but it's obviously the People's Temple. And that was pretty good too. I think I reviewed that a while back. But yeah, it's sort of like all his movies have been good. But so I'm like super pumped. I think Maxine and the Nosferatu remake, the Robert Eggers one, are like the 2 movies that I was most excited for this year. And Furiosa, which we've already seen. But yeah. Yeah, Jack Dolph says, I like Sinister Cinema Review too, aka Jason. He reminds me of General Zod from Superman. And sounds like Squidward from SpongeBob. Ooh. Yeah, it's there's a channel called Sinister Cinema Reviews. Okay. And I think they live in Florida. And now it's it used to be just him, but now it's him and his wife. And she's like a horror nerd too. So they'll go on these big long kind of like we do, honestly. Yeah. Like these big long rambling things about like the latest horror movies that we've seen, and it's like, I don't know, I just like to geek out with them. But they've already seen Maxine, and I was like, I really kind of wanted to watch their review, but I was like, no, I can't. I want to go see it. I already got tickets. So
yeah, just bought tickets.
I just bought tickets like right before the show, and I'm just like, we're gonna go see it. We're gonna go to the smaller, crappier, closer mall because it was playing there too. I was actually surprised. Sometimes you have to drive like 30 miles to Altamont.
You want to see it in Dolby, you got to go 30 miles there.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie is not gonna play.
No,
it's not IMAX or anything like that. So it's like it's fine. We can just go to the closer.
Yeah, we went to the early show, the 1:30. And we were able to get good seats, man, but there's already bookings in there.
Yeah, it's already kind of, it wasn't quite half full, but almost.
Yeah.
For the 1:30 show.
Yeah.
So I guess not. I guess there's some secret horror nerds around here.
And it's right near Ichiban, our Chinese, Japanese, all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, which we went there last weekend, actually.
Fucking shit's good, yeah.
We went there last weekend.
They got good American food there, too, man. You can get buffalo chicken wings, pizza.
Tom has a weird...
I got a weird thing with their pizza.
Yeah,
I'll only eat one slice. I don't want to get too filled on it. It's the weirdest fucking pizza ever, man.
It's like not even really exactly like pizza.
It's like a dinner roll.
Kind of. It's still good, though, but it's like steamed.
It's like steamed, almost like a dinner roll.
Because I don't think they have a pizza oven in there.
No. But the cheese and the toppings, it's just something good about it. I've given her a bite. And she's like, "Yeah, that's
it is pretty good." Yeah. Like I don't know it. Yeah, it's pizza adjacent.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and everybody working there and cooking in the back, they're all like from Guatemala.
Well, I kind of think that's true of like pretty much every Chinese restaurant. It's like usually like all the servers are Chinese.
Yeah, but
and then all the cooks
it's all Guatemala
and
South
or Central and South American.
Yeah. And they're all like 5 feet tall, 4'10" and shit.
The food there is good though.
Yeah, and then they'll be back there playing fucking real loud fucking Central American country music.
Yeah.
Yeah, with cowboy hats on.
That's all right.
It just doesn't match. But
like I said, as long as they're making good food, I don't give a shit what they're wearing. We're listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, we're kind of, I don't know if I'd go so far as say we're Chinese buffet connoisseurs. But we do go to a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
Because we're...
Got 3 main ones we go to.
Yeah.
You can eat a clean meal there, man. Got a lot of all-you-can-eat fucking boiled shrimp. Steak. Beef and shit. Some of them. Sushi. Yeah. Sushi rolls. lots of vegetables, all you can eat ice cream. I'll go in there and I'll just pack down protein. Eat fish, shrimp, steak, wontons.
Well, yeah, we throw in a couple wontons.
Pot stickers, you know.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. I'll throw in some junk food, too. But you can get fresh fruit, everything there. Jen will get a big old pile of fresh fruit.
Yeah, they got pineapple and melon, and sometimes they have watermelon, depending on what time of year.
Yeah, as long as a lot of gym bros know that as long as you focus on the good stuff, you know what I mean, that you can eat very healthy there for like $12. All you can eat.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like $13.99 or something like that, which is, and you can eat it, like I said, as much as you want.
As much as you want.
And
I'll get like 2 plates of huge boiled shrimp, cold boiled shrimp, and just eat them with cocktail sauce. I haven't gone to 2 plates of it yet, though, in a long time.
No. You used to do that.
I used to do like 2 plates of them.
I can't
like a couple pounds.
Like I said, I can't eat that much at one time. Yeah. So usually what I'll do, I'll start with like a cold plate, and I'll have some cold shrimp, maybe some sushi, and then I'll make like a salad, like just with spinach and tomatoes and stuff on it. And then I'll just have a hot plate, and that's usually beef, chicken, broccoli, fish. Yeah. And that's it. And sometimes mushrooms.
Yeah, and then at the end of the meal, I go to the damn ice cream bar. Yeah. They got a big lay-down cool freezer, sliding glass doors on the top of it, and I'll get it down. They got everything in there. Vanilla, strawberry chocolate, orange sherbet, fucking, what's that, that tea flavor, green tea ice cream. Yeah. In there.
I usually get butter pecan or mint chocolate chip.
What I'll do is I'll get a big old scoop. I'll go over there and get a soup bowl. I don't get the little dessert bowl.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not fucking around.
No,
guys.
I'm going to go down there where they got the wonton soup and get the big old fucking soup bowl. And I'll go over there and get a big fucking scoop of vanilla ice cream and a big scoop of orange sherbet. Put them side by side. Eat it together. 50-50 bar. Like a 50-50. It's fucking great. Yeah. I like them together.
I think last time we went, I was too full. I didn't even get ice cream.
I freaked one of the waitresses out one time. I had a root beer, and I said, throw the ice out. I don't want any ice, and just give me half root beer. She said, what you going to do? And she came back, and I put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in there. She'd never seen that.
He made a root beer
float. Made a root beer float. She's like, what? This is American classic. You ever had this? She said, no.
She's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. And at least half of the Chinese waitresses at Ichiban are lesbians. They got tattoos on them and shit. Little skinny, little soft butch lesbians and shit. They're cool though. You know what I mean? It's not
they recognize us.
Yeah, they know us all the time
because we're in there all the time.
Yeah, looking at Jen's tat. Said, where'd you get that tattoo? She's showing her tattoos off.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah. Like I said, it seems like we were just there, but I guess we went there last week. You know what the weird thing about like yesterday, because it was 4th of July, and we were like, well. My main work thing was like, take the day off, whatever. We're not doing anything today. So we decided we were going to go get some barbecue because it's 4th of July and that's America, y'all. Yeah. And so we decided we were going to try this place. There's a place that's on the way to Ichiban. It's just this little hole in the wall that's like on the side of the road right across the street from like the STD old people trailer park. Yeah. Which I don't know. That's, it's in what the fuck is the name?
You don't know what you're talking about here. The old people are known for having a lot of STDs.
Well, isn't the Villages which is famous for that? Yeah. Like it's this retirement community, this massive retirement community.
And they got huge.
And it's like that's like the worst, like the highest rates of STDs in the
highest rate of STDs.
Those old people are nasty.
Yeah, and they're getting the cops get called out there constantly for fucking drunk and disorderly, and they're naked. And there's a huge fucking fountain to go into the place. Man. It's nice. And there's a huge fountain out in front to enter, and they fucking had people drunk, fucking in the fountain. Yeah. In broad daylight. Cops had to get them out of there.
They're out of control.
They're out of fucking control, yeah. You think teenagers are bad? Those retirees are worse.
They do not give a single fuck anymore.
No.
But yeah, so this barbecue place, we keep passing it all the time. What's it called? It's called Sully's Smokehouse, right?
Yeah, Sully's.
And it's tiny. There's like, it's in a little, it's not even a strip mall. It's like kind of a strip mall, but there's only 2 things. It's like the smokehouse, and then there's like a sandwich place or something. And we drive past there all the time, and Tom's like, man, that might be good, It's like it wouldn't be here for all this time if it wasn't decent. So yesterday we were like, well, shit, we're going to try that place out. And we looked online and it said it was open. And then we drove all the way out there and it was not open. They were like, we're closed on the 4th of July. See you tomorrow. And I was like, God damn it. And it looked good, too, from the menus. And it got, like, really good reviews. So we ended up going to Sonny's instead. That was open. You know.
Yeah.
Tom got that big plate with all the meat.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can eat all that. Holy crap. I got a smoked turkey sandwich and a baked potato, and I was stuffed. Yeah. Like, I could literally not eat anymore.
Iris is here. What's up, Iris?
Hey, Iris. What's up? Yeah. Oracle's here. Yeah. Oh, Oracle said, I finally got around to watching Dead Boy Detectives on Netflix and was amused at the goth chick character named Jenny. Oh, well, I'm going to have to watch that now. See my namesake. Thank you very much, Zach, for the super chat. A new horror game came out called Still Wakes the Deep. Think you should watch a playthrough of it. Imagine if The Thing was directed by Ari Aster. Oh. All right. That's intriguing. I'm gonna write that down.
Joe's talking about the feedback he's got from
no, don't.
The new show. We don't listen to any feedback because
I just want to see it. I want to see it.
We don't really. Here's the thing.
Because that's the thing.
I've heard shit before about some movies, right? And then you go see the movie, and it's nothing like what people say. You know, what I mean? Everybody has their own interpretation of it.
Yeah, that's why I don't really listen to. I don't like to watch reviews beforehand. I don't really like to. Sometimes I'll know what the general vibe of something is. Yeah. But before I go see it, but other than that, I try to not. I don't even usually watch trailers. The only reason I saw the Maxine one was because we saw it before another movie that we saw.
What will really fuck you up is reviews from people who are just too young to really understand that movie anyway. They'll see the movie and they'll come back with a fucking crazy review because they really didn't understand what was being homaged. They don't know what the fucking movie's referring to. You know, they're too young. Because, you know, the movie might be homaging a movie that was made before they were born. You know?
Yeah.
But we're old enough that we know what it was talking about. So we have a different take on it. One of the ones recently that mystified me was Furiosa. Thought it was a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot. A lot
of dudes were talking all kinds of shit about it online. They didn't even see the movie.
Well, that always happens.
If you haven't seen the movie, then shut the fuck up.
Like, no one cares.
It was a good movie. But
yeah, I liked it a lot.
Like, oh, that's one of them Boss Babe movies. No, not at all.
It really wasn't.
No. Furiosa got her ass beat through the whole, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like, how to tell me that you haven't seen the movie without telling me that.
I thought it was cool, yeah. And they were talking about how, the CG was bad. It was just like the first movie. There wasn't a big difference.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big difference.
Like I said, sometimes you could see that the backgrounds were CGI'd, but you could see that in the first one.
You could see that in Fury Road, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's a fantasy world.
Yeah, I wasn't bothered.
Yeah.
I wasn't bothered.
And then one dude was going on about, it's always the same thing. Well, just like the other one there, all this desert racing. Why is it... What the fuck, the whole fucking series was like.
I mean, that's kind of the whole.
Yeah, there was no oceans. The
aesthetic of the.
Yeah, the oceans had boiled off. The whole planet was fucking desert.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Go back to sleep.
Write your own fucking movie.
Write your own fucking movie.
In a different universe than this one, because that was kind of the whole.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
they had one where Mad Max is nothing but water. It was called Waterworld.
And it was terrible. So.
It wasn't terrible. It's just that they paid too much for the movie.
Yeah, I don't really remember it being terrible. I just remember it being just kind of boring. Or something. Like, I remember it
had
not...
cheesy action in it.
Yeah, I remember it not really making much of an impression. And if it was really, really bad, it would have made an impression. But I feel like it wasn't even bad enough to make an impression. I did see it, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it.
And he came out with another one called The Postman, which is kind of like Mad Max.
Yeah.
But it didn't...
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic.
I don't know, it's like nobody talks about that one anymore.
Yeah, that was another one that was more like somebody's prestige picture. What do you call it? When somebody who's just...
Their passion project?
Passion project. Really.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote it was a nerdy little bastard, and I've seen interviews with him. Probably one of the most annoying dudes I've ever heard interviews of, who wrote the book. And then they kind of butchered the book, but they probably had to, knowing the source material. And it was just the philosophy behind it was just kind of bad. You know what I mean? The idea, there was a lot of ideology in there that was unrealistic. When a civilization collapses, it just goes back to basics because it has to. You can't have higher morality in things. You're not going to have progressivism and things like that. That's just not going to happen because there's no infrastructure to support an advanced progressive society. That's not there. Everybody's just worried about eating, you know. And when people are starving to death, they get very mean and they become very animalistic because we're animals. And, you know, a lot of people have magical thinking and think that humans are some kind of godly creature made from spiritual material, and that and that being good always yields good results. That's only in the first world. And you know, I grew up partially in Brazil, in a third world country, and you have to get it like you live. You know, you're gonna have to break rules or bend rules to survive, especially if you're poor. You know, so idealism and ideology can't really, or you know, moralism is not gonna fucking help you. You have to eat, and that's not what that book was about. So they tried to make a post-apocalyptic movie to teach lessons, but it's not the lessons that really you learn in a situation like that. Just look at the continent of Africa.
I mean, like I said, I have no idea what that movie is about or what the book is about because I did not read the book and I did not see the movie, and I don't really. You'd probably
like the movie, actually. I kind of liked it.
I might.
I liked it. It's just that it was.
I'm not a huge Kevin Costner fan, I gotta say. He always came across as just very wooden and at the same time like a little bit self-important.
Yeah.
I don't know him, you know. I'm not picking on him or anything like that, but I'm just saying he always kind of came across like that to me. I've seen him in a couple of things that I thought he was good in, but he's usually kind of not really all that dynamic or not really all that memorable.
The Postman was kind of like a Western.
Although I will say his new movie, Horizon, like the two-parter one that just came out. I think the first part just came out.
It's a Western, right?
Yeah. That looked pretty good. Like, because I saw the trailers from it. I don't know if I want to see it or not, but it looked pretty good from the trailers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like go to the theater to pay to see it, but I might like watch it at home. But what was the other thing that I was thinking of? I want to see that Tom Hardy movie too, The Bike Riders. I don't know when that comes out. That looks good. That looked good, I thought. Phantom says that new film, The Watchers, directed by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, is actually pretty good. Dakota Fanning acts her ass off in that film. Yeah, I saw that was coming out. Like, I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, because I just read that book, like, not too long ago. If you guys watch any of my book or movie reviews, I reviewed that novel, I don't remember how long ago it was. It's probably like a year ago. It's a good book. I mean, and I feel like it would make a really good movie, but I don't know. Like, I'll probably get around to seeing it. Like I said, I might actually even do a video where I compare the two things. But the thing about it is that I also wanted to, because remember a long time ago, I did a book review of The Cabin at the End of the World, and then they made the movie version of it, which was called Knock at the Cabin, and I kind of wanted to see it, but I just like never got around to it, and then I kind of heard it wasn't that great, so I don't know. But I'll probably like want it, because I really like that book too. But
Oracle said she read the book Postman and never really wanted to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't read the book, but I've heard the synopsis of the differences between the books and the movie, and there were some ideas in the books that probably would have played pretty well in the movie. Like the Army of the Eights in the book were cyborgs, and they were over a century old. They were over 100 years old, but they were still young enough to ride horses and do shit and fight. That would have been a good concept. They were. They said that in the book they're portrayed as misogynistic. I don't really know what that exactly means because no details were given. But I don't know. The Army of the Eights in the Postman book, they were just regular guys that were just being recruited from basically peasants, you know. Everything had been reduced to city-states. And this one guy who's an actor who's played by Kevin Costner, and he would ride around from little city to city and put on little Shakespeare plays, but that stopped working. So he found a mailbag and pretended to be a postman. And he would talk his way into these cities, saying that he had mail for people, you know.
What was his end game, though?
To get food.
Oh, okay.
But then he realized that he could probably... He started to actually start a post office, though.
See, that's it. I mean, that's a good concept.
It was a good concept. And then he's trying to rebuild the United States eventually.
Right, I got
that was actually kind of a good concept.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But it just was. It was a long movie and it was kind of slow.
I could see that. Yeah,
that was part of the problem. And the villains in there, the Army of the Eights, the way they handled that was kind of strange too. They basically were saying, well, these guys are shitbags and they have to go, and that's what they do. They basically kind of destroy the Army of the Eights. But in real life, what would have been better, it was to co-opt the Army of the Eights as a national army to have defense for these cities. That would have made more sense. But the author of the book was trying to make a kind of like a fascist versus socialism argument is what he was trying to do, which didn't apply to the actual story that was shown in the movie.
Now that I'm thinking about Kevin Costner, for some reason I had a flashback to him in JFK going back and to the left, back and to the left. That was him, wasn't it?
Who?
Kevin Costner. He was in JFK, right? He played the fucking... You never saw JFK?
I never saw JFK.
The Oliver Stone movie?
No, I never saw it.
It's pretty good, actually. It's bullshit from start to finish, pretty much, but it's still pretty entertaining. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I saw it in the theater, and then I saw it a couple times afterward. But it's still pretty fun. But yeah, Kevin Costner was in that. He was actually decent in that. But like I said, you never really go to Kevin Costner when you want somebody that's real sexy or dynamic or you know what I mean? That's gonna
I remember back when he
dazzle people with his personality or anything. He's just a solid.
I remember when I was a kid,
regular dude,
and that dude was in his 40s. He was being touted as the sexiest man in Hollywood. Him and Mel Gibson before his fall from Hollywood grace.
I don't see it in
how
either.
Hot those dudes were.
I don't see it in either 40
was the new
case.
30, you know, and that kind of shit.
Well, okay, I agree with that, but no, but yeah, that's I remember
but they were
that.
saying that back in the 90s.
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember that. I remember Kevin Costner being sexiest man alive. Was he ever the sexiest man alive? But who does that? People Magazine?
Yeah,
I think I don't remember. But yeah, I think he was at some point, and I'm just no.
The media had
he's good looking, but good looking and sexy are two different things.
In those days, the media had the power to entrance people and to make them think that they could dictate reality to those people. They would tell all these women that motherfucker was sexy, and they go, "Yeah, I guess he is." But really, I think
we're not that dumb. We'd have been like, nah.
I think well, I'm not going to say Jen's not that dumb, and a lot of girls aren't that dumb, but a lot of women are. A lot of women.
Well, a lot of people are.
A lot of people are. They'll just follow whatever they're told. They'll accept that.
So.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, but what was I going to say about Kevin Costner? I think what ruined Kevin Costner was the movie The Bodyguard.
Oh yeah.
I think when that movie came out,
that was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Back
before Whitney Houston was when she was still cute, and before she was a known crackhead, crazy ass crackhead.
Yeah, I mean she was a big star when that came out.
Was. Yeah.
When did that come out? 87.
Very
88?
Late 80s, maybe.
It was late 80s, I think. Maybe it was 89.
That movie came out, and it was such like a fluff movie that I think it kind of destroyed some of his credibility. Because it was obviously they were just pandering. It was a movie that just pandered to fucking music and stars and fucking
here's
singers
the thing.
and fucking,
like I said,
and he lost a lot of gravitas, I think, with that movie.
Right. Here's the thing, and we've talked about this in regards to Arnold Schwarzenegger or people like that. It's there's a difference between somebody who's good looking. Kevin Costner is good looking. He was good looking back in the day, but it's he's not sexy.
He wasn't hot. Yeah.
Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good-looking dude, but he's not sexy. There's nothing sexy about him. Now, I know you said that, like, people said in person like he is.
Was, yeah.
But it's just kind of like, you know, because so maybe, like, his personality made up for it. Yeah. But, like, on screen, that didn't come across. Yeah. Like, I can't picture Kevin Costner in a movie, like, playing a sex symbol type character. Right. Like, and me buying it. Yeah. Like, I can see him as, like, a middle-aged married dude who him and his wife don't bang anymore. Yeah. I buy that. But I don't really buy, like, for example, if there was some kind of drama or thriller or something about, like, this 25-year-old woman who was totally in love with Kevin Costner and he was, like, super hot for her and there was, like, all of this, like, steamy, that's, like, I don't buy that. I'm sorry. Yeah. I just don't buy it. He just doesn't strike me as that kind of
Costner
person.
Makes a good cowboy. Like a stoic cowboy that doesn't say much.
Yeah, he's good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was good in Waterworld because he said very little. And he was kind of a human-hating...
It's kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Well, no.
I know.
The reason why he was... Because he had... In Waterworld, he actually had some mystique. He didn't say much. He hated human beings. And he was a mutant. He could breathe underwater.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And
I think I saw that movie,
right.
too.
He could breathe underwater. Other people couldn't. He was a merman, basically. And he was a very kind of a dark character. But he kind of showed some compassion towards that woman and the little child. I thought that was one of his best roles, even though that movie is kind of crappy.
Yeah, it is kind of crappy.
Yeah, but that was one of his. I thought he was kind of effective.
See, that's kind of like
in that one. I would say he kind of had an edge in it.
Right.
He normally was just kind of a milk toast generic white dude.
That's how he always struck me. He always just struck me as like very bland.
Yeah, bland.
Like
generic,
he's just like I'm a middle-aged dude that could be selling insurance.
Yeah.
Like it's like that kind of dude.
And I think what he was for is he was kind of aggrandizing. Fucking middle-aged,
just bland,
everyman,
generic
white dudes. Oh well, if he could be sexy, then I could be sexy. Okay, man. All right, man. I guess let's talk about this. Okay, that's what that was. And when he was in The Bodyguard, he had a cop-like demeanor about him, but that dude is not fucking physically gifted. You know what I mean? A bodyguard he's basically a big fucking sack of beef, all right? He's a dude that can overpower somebody without using a weapon. That's really what your average celebrity bodyguard is. They have guns, but they don't use them unless they absolutely have to. They're like a bouncer. They grab somebody and fucking throw them, you know? And that's definitely not Kevin Costner. He didn't have the mass, you know? The dudes that really do that are not good looking.
Yeah, they usually just look like big bruisers.
Yeah, big fucking bruiser. Although I'm saying, judging that you're not good looking. They got women that are into that. So, there's a certain,
like I said, there's a big difference between classically good looking and sexy. Sometimes they overlap, but sometimes they don't.
And I would say that just because you're a big bruiser, you ain't and you're not sexy. Man, go watch Daredevil and see fucking Kingpin. What's his name? That is a fucking great character. And
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, and he's just...
There's something strangely hot about him.
Yeah, I would say that he is. I'd say that some women would go, yeah, that dude's kind of hot. And he was very eloquent.
He's way hotter than Kevin Costner, that's for sure.
He's this big, beefy motherfucker. He played Baby Huey in fucking... what was that? Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket, yeah.
Yeah, but...
he was in The Cell also.
He was in The Cell. He's good in The Cell too. Yeah, he played the serial killer. And he slimmed down. Though I think that was his normal weight. He got fat.
Yeah, because that was a fairly early
for Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, he pudged out for that.
And then he got real fucking bulky to become Kingpin out of Daredevil. And you see that was a very compelling villain because you liked him.
Yeah,
he was trying to do something good. He was a bad dude trying to do good. And he was fucking totally in love with that woman. You'd do anything for her. So there was a lot of good in him.
Yeah, there was like something you could hang your sympathy on.
Right. And his whole fucking strength was just, his whole superpower was passion and fucking mass. And he just fucking crushed you as big as he was. I thought it was a great character. And as far as sex symbols, male sex symbols that are just about mass, Kingpin. That dude playing Kingpin. That's a good example.
See, I always thought that I was a weirdo because, like, the dudes that I always like celebrities, like actors and stuff that I always thought were hot, like, were not the ones that they were telling you
We're hot,
that you were supposed to be.
Well, there's a bunch of different styles of it.
That's what I mean. Like, like Vincent D'Onofrio is kind of hot to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was always kind of into like shit like Jeremy Irons or like John Malkovich. Or like, but who are, if you look at them, they're not like classically handsome or anything like that, but there's still something kind of hot and compelling about them.
There's physical extremes happening.
Yeah,
I think is part of
and Zach brought up Willem Dafoe, also hot. Yeah. I would argue that, you know, having just seen a fairly recent movie that he was in, which was Poor Things, the Yorgos Lanthimos movie, I would argue that Willem Dafoe is still kind of hot, even though he's an old man. Still kind of hot.
Dafoe was could take kind of eerie and make it kind of hot. He was kind of eerie looking.
Yeah. I like that though. I like weird looking. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about like Steve Buscemi and stuff like that before. There's something like really compellingly hot about him too.
Steve Buscemi though, I saw photos of him in one of his newer movies where he played, I guess, some dude behind a desk. I think he was some kind of gangster. He looked fucking great. So it just when they get into a role and they get prepared for it, they can fucking spin their looks into different styles too. So different interpretations of that. You know, it was the same thing with what's his name, man? Fucking shit.
I don't know who you thinking of. Man. Give me a hint.
He was the guy who played the bad guy out of Saturn V, and he was in all the.
Wait, Saturn 3?
Saturn 3, and all. He played. He was.
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah, he played all the.
Also kind of hot.
Harvey Keitel could alternately be hot or repulsive depending on how he was going to do it.
But see, I like that. There's something, I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I kind of like that. I don't know what it is.
You see there's an old horror movie called Saturn 3. It was kind of like an Alien ripoff, and he plays a fucking really good character in that, a villain. And he was young.
Not his voice, though.
It's not his voice.
He was dubbed over.
Dubbed over, they didn't want a Brooklyn accent. They thought it sounded... But it would have been better with the Brooklyn accent.
I think it would have been, too. Yeah. But, you know.
But the way he looked and his body his body movements and what he was wearing, he's fucking great in that flick. And he had kind of a very negative, kind of creepy sexual power in it. He was a pervert, basically.
Yeah, I like how he was just like Farrah Fawcett was in that, and he was just like, I would like to use your body.
Yeah, can I use your body?
Like, yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Everybody uses each other's body, you know. Trying to give her drugs and
Get
shit.
with the times.
Yeah, give her the times.
That's so funny. Yeah, Zach says Harvey Keitel was hot in that movie, The Piano. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Oh shit, I haven't seen that Jane Campion movie. Holy crap, that's a great fucking movie. I saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
When it came
Harvey
out.
was on gear too. I saw some of the older movies where he actually took his shirt off, and I think it might have been Bad Lieutenant, and he was pretty fucking shredded for a man his age.
Yeah, we just reviewed Bad Lieutenant. Yeah. It was probably like a few months ago.
There was something to him physically in real life too. He worked out, took shit, took PEDs, and got into shape when he had to. So you know that dude could deliver. He wasn't a big guy. He's probably my size, but
he's not super tall.
But there was something menacing about him, and he did have enough physicality. He probably could beat your ass.
I wouldn't fuck with him. That's for sure.
I liked him. Pretty good actor.
CB said vindictive women in movies are so fucking sexy. Yeah, that's also kind of sexy. Vindictive women. A lot of dudes like that, though, don't they?
His worst role was actually in Pulp Fiction. I thought
he was good in that.
He was great, but I'll tell you what. He shows up to help these two assassins, and all he tells them is to clean up the blood and cover up the fucking upholstery. It'll be okay.
Well, that's the joke.
That's all he... That's his special skill.
That's why that scene is great. Because
that's his special skill?
Yeah.
Is to tell him to clean up the blood?
They had to, because they were so fucking stupid that they couldn't even figure that out on their own. They had to call the special person.
The wolf,
to come and tell them.
You to clean up the blood and to hide the fucking blood stains.
And to put a blanket over the shit so nobody sees the brain matter.
That's all he
fucking window. That's why that movie's great, though.
Yeah, the delivery's great. Yeah,
yeah.
He did.
That's why that's funny.
But it was just funny. He didn't tell him really to do anything.
Yeah. It's like I could have done that. It's like
you would think that
I could be a cleaner.
Let's clean up the blood.
Let's mop this all up. How about that?
Yeah, let's clean up all let's the change clothes. And let's go ahead and cover up the blood stains on the backseat.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, all of us.
No one will ever know.
All of us who watch all the true crime documentaries, we know it has to be done. Yeah. So I could do that job. Talking about the movie Clown House. Also, Zach says Jack Nicholson was hot in Chinatown too. Yeah, he was actually real good looking when he was younger. I didn't really find him sexy when he got older, but he's still like a great actor. I loved him in he's great in The Shining, obviously, but I also really liked him in, this is random, but I really liked him in The Witches of Eastwick, where he like played the devil. Yeah, I thought he was great in that. But I didn't, like, even when he got older, like, he was good looking when he was younger, but I didn't think he was hot when he was older. But, like, some actors are still kind of hot when they're old. I don't know, it just kind of depends. Like I said, Willem Dafoe I still think is kind of hot, even though he's, like, I don't know how old he is, but when I saw him in Poor Things, I'm like, he's still kind of hot. Still kind of hot. Even though he's, like, old Dr. Frankenstein. Jack Dolph says Italian actor Ray Lovelock. Oh yeah, I can't like picture him, but I've heard that name before. Was a looker back in the day. No homo. Okay. Yeah, motorcycle rider in the film Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. Oh shit, man, I haven't seen that movie in such a long time. See, we said in the UK, Harvey did an insurance advert as his character from Pulp Fiction. Holy shit! Please tell me that's on YouTube. I'm gonna write that down. I gotta look that up. Oh my god. I never saw that. When was that? Harvey Keitel insurance commercial. I'm going to look that up later. We'll see what that's all about. Oh, speaking of Chinatown, R.I.P. Robert Town. Yeah. Man, everybody's fucking dying. Zach says, also, and I think present day Daniel Radcliffe is kind of hot too. Yeah, he kind of aged nicely, didn't he? The last thing I think that I saw Daniel Radcliffe in, he was in, Woman in Black and, Guns Akimbo, which if you haven't seen that was actually like pretty decent.
I'll get you another drink.
Yeah, well, I can get one because I got to go pee anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, okay.
What?
No, because it'll take you too long. I'll do it.
It'll take me too long.
Yeah, and then you'll leave me hanging there talking to people.
Hey, you just left me hanging there so you could go to the bathroom. Phantom says clowns aren't scary. Yeah, I'm not real, I know a lot of people have a phobia of clowns. I'm not hating. But, you know, obviously some people are scared of clowns because there's a 40 bajillion fucking horror movies about them. But I get why people would think they were scary, but I don't think they're scary. You know? Like, I'm not saying that, like, because I really liked the new It movies with the Skarsgård in it, like, playing Pennywise. And I thought he was really good in that, and he was really creepy. But it's just, like, in general, I don't think clowns are scary. But I understand why other people might think they're scary. I'm scared by weird, random things. Like, I've tried to analyze, I guess, I don't know. Like, I guess a lot of it depends on the context of whatever the movie is. But some things that kind of bother me, for whatever reason, are, and I'm not even sure if I can explain this, but it happens a lot in,
Make mine too.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that's,
what?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's great.
I just didn't know. I was just kind of like, I didn't know if we were doing the Dr. Pepper or the Cherry Cola, so I was just open whatever one came to hand. But there's, like, David Lynch does a lot of stuff with kind of, like, doubles, like, doppelganger type of stuff. And for some reason, that, like, weirds me out. Like, I don't know why that is. Like, there's, a couple scenes in, God, there was one scene in, Inland Empire where Grace Zabriskie is in the room and Laura Dern is in the room. And she points to her and she says, if it was tomorrow, you'd be sitting right over there. And, like, then they cut to, like, the next, and then she went, and for some reason that, like, freaked me the fuck out. I don't know why. I don't know why I get freaked out by that kind of stuff. David Lynch movies probably, like, creep me out more than any, like, horror movies do. I don't know how he does it, because I can't put my finger on what's scary about it, but for some reason it, like, really bothers me. The last movie that really freaked me out a lot was Hereditary. And that wasn't even, like, one particular thing in that movie. It was everything in that movie. It was everything. Just the whole fucking vibe of it just, like, wigged me the fuck out. And I don't, and I love horror movies, and I just watch them all the time, and most of the time it doesn't bother me. But, although if you saw my review from a couple months back of that Spanish movie, The Coffee Table, that one kind of fucked me up, too. And that wasn't even supernatural. That was just... That movie stressed me the fuck out. Because you remember when I was watching it in here, and I kept having to stop it and, like, walk around, and I think I went in the bedroom, and I was like, I'm watching this movie, and I can't fucking sit through it, like, in one go. Like, I had to keep, like, walking around because it was, like, really stressing me out. Let's see.
You need to go to the restroom?
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Go ahead.
All right, so you only have to talk for, like, 2 minutes. Here. Don't think. Don't thank me. I didn't do anything.
All right.
It's still light out. Look at this.
I know. Oracle says that William Dafoe looks like he'd pay attention in bed. I tell you, my favorite role of him is as the Goblin. And I think he did 2 movies as the Goblin, I think. Because he did that one in the where Spider-Man ends up going through all those different universes, and they bring him back. He's in another universe where he's still alive. That's pretty good. I forgot what that one was called. I only saw it once. They never should. I tell you what. That one, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, the first one. They killed the Goblin off. They should never kill those fucking bad guys off. They're fucking stupid for doing so. Because in Spider-Man, this is the same thing with Superman comic books. Spider-Man would fight those fucking villains for fucking decades in the comic books. You didn't kill them off. You defeat them, but they came back later. It's like every time they fucking have a movie with the Joker in it, they end up killing the Joker. You never kill the Joker. That's what made those comic books so successful. Oh.
Cami said, yeah, don't stick Tom with us.
Yeah.
She loves to fuck with you. Zach says, also, you guys were talking about Mia Goth earlier. Is it fair to say she's the modern Sissy Spacek?
I don't think Sissy Spacek is that talented.
Well, there are some similarities. Yeah. I think that Sissy Spacek kind of played vulnerability.
Yeah, that's who
better.
She was, I think, yeah.
Mia Goth always comes, at least in everything that I've seen her in, she comes across as a lot more assured. I guess because she always plays either crazy people or very sexually overt, like sexually aggressive characters.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account that she's British. She's doing American Southern accents, all kinds of stuff. She's very talented actress. Sissy Spacek was kind of, I think, just playing herself. Like, go tell Sissy Spacek to fucking play some British chick with a British accent. She couldn't do that. Tell you, American actors were casted by the couch. That's how, not really by, how they looked, not how skilled they were. It's easy to make those movies. I have theater training as an actor. I'm good. I fucking used to do whole musicals. Me and Steve Gramthars, we went to high school. We were in the same drama club together. He's not here today, but he's in the comment section. He's a cop buddy of mine, and he'll tell you I was good. Me and Steve were the best. And Marilyn Rice Cub, who ended up starring on 24, was my girlfriend back then. So
back in the day.
Yeah, I can act. I could learn a British accent. I'd need a vocal coach.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and it'd probably take me about 5 months. I could probably do it. It'd have to be total immersion. Seeing it spelled, see how they pronounce things spelled in the American way.
Like all they like write the script for you phonetically.
Right, yeah, that's another thing that too. If I see it spelled how they actually pronounce it, that helps a lot. Because they're dropping things, dropping letters and shit,
Or adding letters.
Letters. Sometimes.
Although we do that too. So.
Yeah. Like there's a British guy who he says HCG. And he says H.
Yeah,
H,
a lot of them say
CG,
that.
H. And, Americans don't do that. H is a lot shorter.
Yeah, we basically pronounce it AITCH.
H, yeah. And he says H.
Yeah,
CG.
I heard that a lot over there.
Yeah.
Not everybody pronounces it like that over there, but that was pretty common. That was pretty common. CB said, I hate ventriloquist dummies. We were talking about scary shit. Because some jackass brought it to a fetish bar and started fucking with everyone back in 2003. I will say, I'm not creeped out by dolls, but there is kind of a ventriloquist dummy thing that's pretty creepy. Like Magic, we were talking about that like the other night. That's a great movie with a ventriloquist dummy. What was that one that James Wan did? Dead Silence? That wasn't a great movie, but the ventriloquist doll in it was like pretty creepy. Like just anything that looks kind of like a person but not quite is like pretty spooky, I guess. Zach says, call me basic as fuck. Okay, you're basic as fuck. But my favorite Lynch movie is Wild at Heart. I fucking love Wild at Heart. I love all his movies, honestly. I think a lot of his movies are a little too arty for their own good, lol. He's definitely an acquired taste. I don't shit on people that don't like David Lynch. I love David Lynch, but he's really one of the only filmmakers that I feel like has adequately captured at least what my nightmares look like on film. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's why his movies freak me out so much, because I was just like, dude, are you like inside my head right now? What the fuck is going on? So I think it's that. So I understand, like, not everybody has the same internal monologue, and not everybody has like dreams that are the same and stuff like that. But like his shit is like very similar to shit that I dream about, or the way that I dream about, and it's just like it kind of wigs me out a little bit. But I love his movies though. My favorite one is Mulholland Drive. I mean, that's not only my favorite David Lynch movie, that's probably one of my favorite movies. That's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that fucking movie. I've read and told like pages and pages long essays about that movie, like about analyzing all the symbolism and stuff like that. I'm just like a total dork about it. Phantom said, speaking of dreams, Phantom said, I had the craziest dream last night about being trapped in a zombie apocalypse and abandoning my car and having to mimic the zombies in order to blend in and not be eaten. And later I saw a cop and asked if he saw my car, and that cop turned out to be David Hess. Did he ask you to piss your pants and then rape you? Because that's David Hess. He'll do that. He was in Last House on the Left, in case you didn't know. And he also directed that movie that I reviewed, To All a Good Night, which was technically the first slasher movie to come out in the 1980s. I kind of feel like everyone's forgotten about it, but David Hess directed that shit. It's not good, but you know, it's kind of like it was trying to be Black Christmas, but fell pretty short of the mark. Gonna say, it had some entertaining shit in it, but some of the shit in it, I was just like, what the fuck were they even thinking? I don't know. Zach says about the Sissy Spacek Mia Goth thing. Says, I ask because I heard this comparison. Because they both play weirdos a lot, and they look kind of similar. Like, they're pretty, but kind of weird looking. Yeah, like, but other than that, I kind of feel like their acting styles are a lot different. But they both do play weirdos. But I think Mia Goth has...
She's a much bigger range.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah. She has a much wider range.
Yeah.
And
classical training and stuff. She's good.
And she'll do anything. I mean, she seems completely fearless.
Yeah, and I'd say that Mia Goth is sexy. But that's kind of like the chick that you'd meet at the club, maybe go home with. Yeah. Sissy was prettier. She was little and she was pretty. She had an odd look to her. I think compared to other girls. But a lot of Southern girls had that kind of look. I don't know where she was from in the South, but, you know, my friend Michelle kind of had that look. She was just black-haired. And it's not really all that rare. I mean, some people would say that was almost kind of like a white trash look. Old school, you know.
Well, it is kind of. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually why she got cast in roles like that.
Right. And those girls were pretty. I can show you pictures of Michelle. And she would have been in another era. She wasn't white trash, okay? But in another era, that's where she came from. Her parents were that, basically. But, you know, the South progressed. It elevated. You know, the income started to go up. But genetically, they were blessed. They were from farming people. Very European. So there's a certain look to them. They tended to be small. You know, even the men were kind of small. Fucking, you know, I'm 5'6", and I'm tallest man in my family line. My grandfather was 5'2". Okay.
Which is like my height.
Yeah, and my dad was
and I'm a munchkin.
5'5", you know. Got a little bit taller. And I don't think it was nutrition, like a lot of people would say. I think it was genetics.
It could be. It could be one.
I think it was
could
genetics because they were eating good. It just has something to do with happening back in the honky motherland, you know. Probably just from descending from peasant stock, you know, serfs. That's probably what it is, you know.
Well, yeah,
the little people.
That's probably so. So in a way, it's genetic, but it's kind of also nutrition, but going back several generations. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because everyone was just kind of like not getting good food, and they were kind of stunted. Well, and then that just kind of carried forward.
Smaller people were more efficient with calories.
That's true.
It's the same thing with Mexicans. Indigenous Mexican Indians are small. You know, Mexico was always on the verge of starvation. That's why there was all the human sacrifice. And it was because they didn't know about how to fertilize and rotate crops. They would just plant in the same areas around the cities over and over. I mean,
again. In their defense, it's not super obvious.
No, it's not obvious
that you
at
should
all.
do that. It took us a while to figure that out.
They'd plant in the same areas over and over again, and crop yields over the generations it gets less and less. And they thought the gods were punishing them, so they started to fucking sacrifice their best people back to the gods. Well, who were their best people? The tallest people.
The big people.
The bigger people. So they started. Now, of course, the elites, the rich people, they were sacrificing themselves. But of the poor people, they sacrificed the big ones. Well, yeah. And the smaller ones were they're more efficient calorically. And the Mexicans were cannibals, so when they ate the sacrifices.
Well, I would hope so. That would be
they didn't waste anything.
That would be sad if they wasted.
So
it.
It's like we got
better if they didn't do it, but if
we can't feed all these people, so we got to get rid of some of them, and we're going to eat them. It makes total sense.
Meat's meat.
And now you got less people. Now the crops don't have to yield as much as they did. Well, that could only go on so long. Eventually, they abandoned the city in a fucking panic, and all those Mesoamerican cities were abandoned. That all that Zechariah Sitchin shit, you know what I mean? Where the aliens came and got them? No. In the final days of each one of those city-states, the people rebelled. They're like, there's not enough food, and you're not going to sacrifice us anymore. And they would attack the elites and burn the place down and run, and then the fucking city would just get overgrown. And they'd run out to the fucking forest, and then maybe end up in another city-state. Europe was kind of like that. It's just different. Little fiefdoms and kingdoms. Serfs tied to the land. Run by landlords. If you bought some land, it came with honkies. Serfs. Yeah.
How many honkies?
How many honkies are on this land? Oh, we have 30 families. Okay, good. They belong to me. I'm now your lord.
Whatever.
Y'all start working. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, Mia Goth, I was thinking about it last night because we were rewatching X. She's like, and I think this is kind of adjacent to like what we were talking about with like the male actors before, that I was like, there's like a difference between pretty and sexy. Not saying that like Sissy Spacek and Mia Goth, they're pretty, but they're not like classically beautiful. You know what I mean? Like somebody like an old like golden era Hollywood, like Audrey Hepburn or somebody would be. But there's something like Mia Goth for sure is like super sexy.
Yeah.
But if she wasn't famous, I don't know if like just on her face, like she has a pretty face, but it's not a real I don't know. She is kind of odd looking, but I think that's what makes her interesting. I kind of like weird looking people. You know what I mean? Like, just in general, I like interesting looking people. Not weird looking, but interesting looking. Because if you just go and get the same plastic surgery as everybody else has and has that same classical, like, they all look alike to me. Like, I can't really tell a lot one from the other. You know what I mean? Like, all the kind of, like, you know, like some actors and some of the actors, I legit can't tell some of them apart.
Well, what ends up happening is that society will have, like, beauty standards.
Well, yeah.
And then they'll find and recruit people that fulfill those beauty standards. And if they're not perfect, then they'll get a little bit.
Then they'll tweak it.
They'll tweak it a little bit until they fit those. What ends up happening is they all end up looking the same. They look like mannequins.
Yeah.
So then it starts to become kind of boring looking.
And a little uncanny valley, too.
Right. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
And you can find girls in catalogs and shit. Well, they don't have catalogs anymore. But
yes,
back in the day,
back into Sears Roebuck catalog.
Sears, yeah, they look
back in the old days before we had porn. We just had to jerk off to the Sears catalog with the ladies in the granny panties.
Yeah, but if you looked at models from the past, they were all beautiful, but they weren't very striking because you were kind of used to that look, and they were just kind of one would kind of blend into the other.
That's kind of
and that's not going on anymore, really. Beauty standards right now are kind of coming from Instagram, and in Instagram there's a lot of different types, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
Right, which is actually better.
Yeah, I like that better.
Because now there's variety, you know what I mean? They have different classes of beauty for women, like heavyweights, you know, fucking a girl who's just full figure, you know, meaty looking. And yeah, that looks really good. That's
Tom likes that.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he likes all of it pretty much.
Yeah, as long as it's well executed. But that was not something that was around in the 80s and even in the 90s, really, because guys weren't exposed to it.
Yeah, it was a lot narrower.
It was a narrower thing of what they were showing you. And I was fucking look. Me and Jen sometimes talk about, you know, the past and shit. When I was living in Boston around that Ivy League, I'd go into the clubs and stuff. I'd pick up some girls. You know, I'll call them girls. You know, I was young. You know, I was in my 20s and they were in their 20s. I'd pick up these girls and take them back to my apartment and we'd throw down. And I would be like, kind of like, yeah, I'm going to do this, but she's fat. We're going to see. And those clothes would come off, man, and she'd be a fucking knockout. Nowadays, she'd be like one of these girls on Instagram. But back then, they didn't have a venue to promote that.
Yeah. So
that wasn't really a thing. You know, real hourglass shape, you know, big thighs, big butt, you know, fucking nice big boobs and stuff.
You didn't really see that a lot in the media.
Right. And then they would be kind of like, the girls would be kind of like self-conscious about their size. But I'm sitting there going like, wow.
Hot damn.
Wow.
Because Tom loves that
I didn't know about this. I've never seen this before. You look great. Do it. You think I look good? Oh, no, you look great. She says, I'm not too fat, huh? I was like, I don't think so. No.
Well, I don't think
but nowadays, that would have been some chick on Instagram trying to sell her OnlyFans or something. And she'd have fucking hundreds of thousands of followers. And it was just because dudes weren't being shown that as an option in the media. Because the media was so narrow band. It was just television, cable TV, maybe video, maybe some VHS porn. And they didn't even have girls like that in VHS porn in those days. They were into little skinny chicks with huge implants. No ass. That was the porn look that was in.
Yeah. Tom likes the big titties, but he also likes the big
it's got to be full. It's got to be.
He doesn't like the little.
I like everything.
Little flat ass.
Right? Yeah. No.
He likes some meat on a girl.
Yeah.
But like you said, you like a wide range.
I like variety though too. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I just like the girl and she's skinny and twiggy, I might make an exception. She now looks attractive because I like her.
Well, I work the same way.
Yeah.
I don't really have a type in particular. Like I said, I do kind of like. Tammy was laughing at me because I said weird looking people. Like, what does that say about you? I was like, not so much weird looking people. That's, you know. I was like, I like unique looking people. I don't like people that just like look like everybody else. Like I like people that have like something different going on, so they kind of stand out. So I kind of like that, like whatever it is. So I kind of like that, but I always felt like I'm not real. I don't know. When I meet somebody, it's like Schrodinger's dude. It's just kind of like, are you hot? Because I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like if I know you and you're awesome, like you get hotter and hotter, like the more that I know you. But even if you're super hot when it starts out, like if you're a dick, I'm just kind of like, okay, now you're fucking ugly.
Yeah. Now I've seen Jen react to guys at the club, you know. Like to me, the dude is just kind of fucking skinny and kind of dumb, dorky looking, you know.
But see, I kind of like that too.
Jen be all about it, you know what I mean?
Like
and I'm like fucking like, okay, no.
I like kind of nerdy too. It depends. Like I said, it depends. It's all about context.
Yeah.
It's all about context. Like I said, so that's why I always say it's like I don't really have a type in particular because it's just I don't know that person. It's like if that person has something about them, you know, they're a really good dancer or they like have a really good outfit or just I don't know, their body language or something like that, or they have something about them that makes them interesting, then that will be attractive. It doesn't matter it's like if they're a big muscle dude or if they're like a little skinny Twinkie looking guy or like whatever. Like I just kind of like whatever. Yeah.
Some people who may be new to the show, they don't know what the fuck's going on. Me and Jen have been together probably close to 15 years, and the first couple years we were just friends.
Yeah.
So we'd go out to the club together. We'd go fucking date other people. Fucking, we were each other's wingman sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we both liked each other, but we were kind of playing the field, I guess you could say.
Well, I had just gotten divorced.
She just got divorced, and I just met her. And
I mean, I was still married when I met you.
Yeah.
But I was, you know, heading toward divorce at that point.
And we'd sometimes have sex.
Yeah,
but then we'd go back to being buddies.
Just, yeah. Kind of
and Jen, you know, Jen's got game. I realized that she had game.
I'm glad that you finally appreciated that game. After 14 years or however long it's been.
Yeah. I was listening to this fucking psychologist. He's a guy. He was talking about women have this tendency to wear. And Zach's listening. He might know if gay dudes do the same thing. I don't think they do. But this is a girl thing. I think it's a girl thing. I've only heard of girls doing it. Only seen girls do this. Girl will be at the club, and she'll meet a guy, and he's just okay. She doesn't like him that much. He's okay. She'll sleep with him. Make it real easy for him too. She sees a guy that she likes. All of a sudden, she starts raising the standards and making him jump through hoops to see if he really likes her. It's in her mind. To see if he'll do it. Like you know, she makes it harder for the guys that she likes. So she makes it easy for the guys.
I've heard a lot of dudes bitch about this too.
Yeah, a lot of dudes get pissed off at that.
There's a reason for it though.
Yeah. So
I don't do this shit.
The psychologist fucking said, "This is what's happening." These chicks will fuck some dude that they don't really like because they don't care about they don't care about rejection of those guys. They don't really like them. What they're afraid of is sleeping with some dude that they like, get feelings for him, and the dude rejects them.
And then that dude rejects them, yeah.
Right. And then that would hurt their feelings.
Because that'll fuck up their self-esteem.
Right. It'll fuck up. So what they do is they start raising the standards to see if he's really worth it. You know what I mean? If he's a good man or not. That's the way she justifies it by saying, well, I'm going to see if he's for real, you know. But that's not actually what's happening. What she's really doing is she's eliminating him to get him out of the picture. That way she saves herself the heartbreak.
Of getting rejected.
Maybe.
I mean, you know. Right. Which I understand that. Yeah. I understand that.
Because Jen knows me. I don't jump through anybody's hoops. If a girl raises the standards, I just fucking walk off. I don't care.
He's like, I don't care.
Nah. Got other ones that aren't.
Not worth it.
No. Got other ones that are going to make it easy for me.
Well, like you said, you always came from a place of abundance.
Place of abundance, yeah.
In that you never really...
No,
I mean, you never really had a hard time getting women.
Easy.
So
and I didn't even look like this back then. I had hair, and I was more slender build and younger, and I was cute. I could just talk my way up any skirt. I could talk. I could dance. I dress right, and everything. But as you get older, you can't really do that anymore. You start aging out of that game. You got to get into another game. But this is what the psychologist recommended. He said, if you're a girl and you actually do want a boyfriend, if you don't like him, make it hard for those dudes and get rid of them. Don't sleep with them. Or if you do sleep with them, fucking make him do something. The dude you don't like. The guys that you do like, give it up easy, soon and easy to him, and don't put any hooks in him. He'll probably walk off, but he'll be back. He'll be back because he had an enjoyable experience with you, and it didn't cost him anything emotionally, and you didn't restrict him, so he's free to come and go, and he will keep coming back. And the analogy he gave is, if a dude is walking down in a certain street corner and he finds a $100 bill on the floor, he'll reach down and grab that $100 bill, and he'll go out and spend it. He'll remember that where he got that $100 bill, where he found it. He'll remember that what street corner it is and everything for forever. If he wants a $100 bill, he'll probably go back over that corner and see if there's another one laying around.
Although, what are the chances of another $100 bill being in that same exact place?
But what he meant was, he said he had a good time with that girl. He'll come back eventually. Yeah,
because there's no penalty.
Because there's no penalty.
Yeah, I think a better.
That was kind of that's what Jen did basically.
And it wasn't.
And that works. He says that's game.
Because I told him, because Tom had to come and tell me. I was in the gym. I was in the gym working out.
Yeah.
And he had to come in and tell me about this video that he just saw.
You got game, man.
And he's like, and he told me the whole spiel, and he's like, "That's what you did." And I was like, "I know."
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't like calculating about. Well,
it was just instinct.
Yeah, I wasn't like super calculating about it, but I really liked you.
Yeah, I just kept coming back.
And
we became friends, and then just...
Yeah, and honestly,
natural,
like,
natural.
all I was trying to do was just find a way to maximize hanging out with you time.
Yeah.
But, like, in a way that wasn't... I didn't want to be pushy. I didn't want to be needy. I didn't want to be desperate or anything like that. Yeah. But it's just, like, I just really liked you, and I wanted to, like, maximize the time. But without, like, game playing, because I don't like that. And I don't like people that do that. I don't like being fucked around. Nobody likes being fucked around.
Yeah.
And I've always been a very upfront... I'm a very honest person. I was very honest with you about my feelings.
Yeah.
You were very honest with me about your feelings, like, as it went on.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of... And I prefer that. I don't like bullshit. I don't like... people pretending shit, or I just don't like anything like that.
Jen's got game, serious game. I didn't realize that she had game, but
I just thought it was funny that he said that. We were talking about it last night. We were laying there like talking about it last night, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't realize you have mad game." I'm like, "Well, thank you for finally appreciating that after all of this time."
Because it was subconscious. Because it just seemed to be very smooth and normal.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wasn't being super calculated. Now, one thing. And I did think about it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a big plot or anything like that. I was just kind of like thinking, well, what's the best way to approach this?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And there was a point where we got to a point where you were kind of still hanging out with like that other chick or whatever. And I was just kind of like, and you seemed like you kept not pushing me away necessarily, but just saying it's like, oh, I don't want a girlfriend right now, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, another dude asked me out, Mike, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this.
That was the best thing you could have done.
And, like, when I did that, and I thought that, I said, probably if I do this, he's going to be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And that's exactly what you did.
That was the best thing you could have done.
That was exactly what you did.
Yeah.
But I had a fun time with that dude.
That was the best thing you could have
for a couple months.
Yeah.
And I made sure to tell you all about it.
Yeah, I wasn't jealous or anything. I was just going like, yeah, it just bolstered your value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you had options. And a woman is more attractive when she has options.
Because she doesn't have to choose you, but she does.
Right, yeah. She can choose any other dudes, but she's choosing you.
Because I was at the point where I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is working.
It was Sonya telling me not to go out with you.
I know it was.
Because, but it made sense. Because you had just coming out of a marriage.
Yeah, she probably wasn't wrong about that.
Yeah,
like she had her own motives.
Yeah, she had her own motives.
Obviously.
Yeah. But she was like, let her fucking play the field for a while.
Which at the time
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah, at the time I was kind of like, I didn't know if I really liked it or not, but I was just kind of like, well, yeah, I probably did need to do that.
But what that dude said is, he says, no, just fucking make yourself available. You know what I mean? And don't make any penalties or try to put any hooks in the dudes. He'll come back. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I got to that point. Yeah, I got to that point too.
Yeah.
Like, I got to that point too where I was just kind of like, well, I really wanted it to work out, but I was like, well, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, there's not really any more I could do. You know what I mean? It's kind of that. Zach says, oh, it's totally a thing with gay dudes. If anything, I'd say it's worse with us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And like I said, I'm not the best person. Like, I've had a lot of, you know, obviously other friends that were girls, and so I know what a lot of women are like. But I don't... Some of them will kind of play weird games, and I don't like that. I don't like when anybody does that. I'm just a very... Like I said, I'm a very straightforward person. I don't really like being dicked around. I don't like dicking other people around. I like everything to be just up front and above board. It's like, this is what the situation is. This is how I feel. If you don't feel like that, like, you know, we'll move on from there. But it's like, I don't really like this whole, oh, I'm going to test him and see if he likes me, so I'm going to do this and that and the other thing. Like, I don't do anything like that. I don't do anything like that. And I know a lot of people do stuff like that, but I don't do that. I never really saw the fucking point of it. I don't know if it's because I don't know. Me and my sister talk about this too. It's like, we're probably on the spectrum or something like that. I'm like, probably, because like I said, I don't really have any patience for any kind of weird social niceties or any kind of weird games. Like, I don't really have any patience for that.
What you talking about?
No, I'm just saying I don't really have any patience for game playing.
Yeah, the other girls that wanted to go out when they were playing games, stalking me, attacking Jen. Jen had to fight one of them off. It was a good time.
Oh my God, we were talking about that last night. Well, Tom told me. No, I don't think you ever told me this before.
Yeah.
But you said that night when I almost strangled her.
Yeah.
That it's like you thought that was kind of awesome because it's like, oh man,
yeah,
like
so she'll fight for her man.
She's fighting for me.
Yeah, she'll fight for her man. Yeah. You know, yeah, your clout moved up quite a bit on that. Well, that's
and really it wasn't. I wasn't even perceiving it as fighting for you. I was just perceiving it as this bitch has been passive aggressively fucking with me for like almost a year.
She was trying to push you.
Yeah, and I was very aware of that.
Yeah, she's trying to push you out of the space.
I don't know if she thought she was being subtle about it, because she absolutely was not.
She was literally trying to push her out.
Right, and I was just kind of like, okay, and I put up with it for a long. I'm a patient person.
Yeah.
To a point. But I'll put up with some shit for a while, but then after that, I was just kind of like, look, bitch, I'm just about to like pop your fucking face in right now.
Well, if you go back in history and fucking look at the orders of events, when you did that, she did that shit on the dance floor. When you did that, that's when really I shifted it over. I was like, okay.
That was the inciting incident.
Yeah, basically.
I thought it was me going out with that other dude. Although that kind of happened like at around the same time.
Yeah, no, it was that I saw you fight for me, and I was like, okay.
Honestly, I would have killed her. Yeah. I think I probably would.
Two girls fighting over me. They were both hot. She was fighting harder than the other one, and fucking.
I told
she was a lot cooler than the other one anyway.
I probably would have killed her.
She
didn't even fight back.
No,
she just looked at me all surprised and then like ran off and tried to play victim.
Yeah.
After all of that.
I was like, okay.
And like I said, everybody that worked at the club like hated her too, so they were just like, shut up. Yeah. Which was like hilarious.
She thought she was Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. It's like, because periodically, like, Tom, because I was like, well, what the fuck happened like when she kidnapped you that night? Like,
yeah, she kidnapped me.
She did kind of kidnap you.
Jen turned her back on me and she said she left with that other dude. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, come on, Nate.
I literally went to have, and I told him, I was like, that was Mike, the guy that I was dating, but I wasn't dating him anymore at that point. Like, we hadn't seen each other in a while. And he was just happened to be downtown, and he's like, oh, come just for like 5-10 minutes and like have a drink with me across the street. Yeah. So I texted Tom and I said, hey, I'm just going across the street for 10 minutes. I'll be right back. And then by the time I got back, that bitch was watching.
Yeah.
The second I left,
yeah,
she says to Tom, and Tom was kind of drunk.
Yeah. She
says to Tom, oh, well, she left you here. She's not coming back. Come on.
And I was, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here.
And took him back to her place.
Yeah.
And I told him I was coming. And all my shit was at his house.
Yeah, and it was early.
Because I got ready at his house.
I don't even think it was 11.
No, it wasn't.
I don't even think it was 11.
We went there together, and I was going to sleep over there and then go to work the next day.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
She had the sports car she's driving.
I was pissed.
Fucking abducted me, and I'm going, where the fuck are we going? We're going to my place. And I was like, we are?
We are? Yeah, where'd you think you were going?
All right. Yeah, okay.
She was trying to jump on that D all that time.
Yeah. women try
and then she didn't even get any of it.
No.
She didn't even get any of it.
No. No. You don't have a condom? No.
Why
don't you have a condom? You think I just run around with a fucking condom? You think I fucking plan on coming back to your place and just fucking, I'm just here. Nah, let's do some other shit. Oh, no, I don't do that. Okay, well, wake me up in the morning. I'm going to sleep then. Yeah, she's
that made me laugh so hard.
Yeah. She was pissed.
Yeah.
She was pissed. I didn't care, though. At that time, I was like, going, nah, I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
That was a funny fucking story.
Murder Hornet's in there. What's up, Murder Hornet?
It's still kind of like, because he was asking me last night, because we were just, I don't know, we were talking about a bunch of other stuff too, but it's like 2 a.m. and he's like, are you still mad about that? And I was just kind of like,
yeah, we weren't dating at that time. Well, we weren't. We had sex off and on. We were good buddies. We weren't like an official.
We weren't like official.
We weren't an official couple.
We probably weren't official until like a few months after.
She was dating other guys. I was dating other women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we hooked up, but we hung out all the time.
Yeah. I was mad about it because all my shit was at your house.
Yeah.
And I was going to sleep at your house and then go to work the next day, so I didn't have any clothes like for work. So I was really mad about that. Yeah. And I was mad because I had told you I'll be back in 10 minutes, which I was. I just went and had a beer with him like across the street. That's all, cuz I hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We weren't like me and him weren't like dating. It was just kind of like
we were friends. We sometimes hook up.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying when I was going out with Mike, it was just kind of like we went on a date kind of things and had sex and stuff, but it was just kind of like, it wasn't like a serious relationship or anything.
You liked him?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
he's actually like a really nice dude.
Yeah, I liked him too. I thought he was cool.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah.
He's a lot younger than me though.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that and I was thinking about that earlier because we were talking about the past. And I think the first time we actually met on Facebook and I think he was on my friends list. I don't even remember how he got on there.
He's a big, tall fucker. What was he, maybe 6'2",
6'5", he was.
6'5"? Oh, yeah. He was big, tall, yeah.
Yeah, he could carry me around on his back like a backpack.
Yeah.
Like, I was, like, so much smaller than him.
Where is he, anyway? I haven't seen that dude in years.
He's still around, I think. I haven't talked to him in a while. But, he was on my Facebook. I don't remember how, like, we got... Because we're in kind of, overlapping circles, but not really the same social circles.
Yeah.
And like,
you gotta have him come out to Mannequins one of these times.
Yeah, he should. He comes to iBar every now and then, but I haven't seen him in probably like a couple of years. Yeah. But he said something about, I think it was like about a horror movie or something like that, and he just asked like an innocuous question like in the messages about whatever, something I had posted. And so I started talking to each other, and it turned out he had just gotten divorced, and I had just gotten divorced. So we were kind of like commiserating about that, and we talked for like a long time just about just random shit about divorce and blah blah. And then he's like, why don't we go out? And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Because you were not, I was kind of like, I don't know if that Tom thing is going to work out.
No, I liked him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
So he asked me to go. So we just went, he asked me to go to this bar. Like, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's still there. But it was just kind of like a cocktail bar, like a little bit of a hipstery kind of place. And so we went there and had some martinis and stuff. And I walked in, and because we had never met in real life, like I said, we just met over Facebook, and so we started talking, and I can't remember what it was he said, but it was then that I realized that he was a lot younger than I was. It was something to do with when he graduated from high school or something like that. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought he was the same age as me. I didn't check.
Yeah.
And he was like 11 years younger. Like, he said something about what year he was born or something like that. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. But, like, I don't know. I wasn't that bothered. It's not that huge of a thing. But, yeah, he's super fun. I really like him a lot still.
Yeah.
But, he's a nice dude.
People probably like, what the fuck is going on with these two? We know each other's exes and are friends with each other's exes.
Yeah. But that's good, though.
She knows my ex-girlfriends. Most of them. Like,
Well, the ones that I know.
Yeah. The ones you know, around here.
Because you didn't really have a lot of ex-girlfriends around here because you only moved here.
Yeah, right.
You haven't lived here your whole life like I have.
I have about 3 or 4, 5. Maybe.
Yeah, just still wandering around.
But Aleta's the only one that I would probably consider a girlfriend.
Yeah, because y'all kind of lived together for a
Yeah,
little
we lived
while.
together for a while, yeah. The other ones were just kind of like dates.
Right.
Hookups and shit.
I love Aleta. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But, you know. And like I said, she's still, like, multiple times, like, come up to me and said how happy she was.
Yeah.
That we were together.
And I introduced her to her husband.
Yeah. And they're still married.
Yeah.
They've been married longer than we have.
Yeah.
Well, they've been together longer than we have.
Yeah.
A long time. CB said the girl I was dating in college told everyone what I'm into, and it backfired on her because the other girls turned on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Murder Hornet said Jen looks like she has neon on her face, or I'm just tripping. Yeah, I think you're just tripping. I think it's. Oh, okay. He's tripping. He said I think I took too much. I think you did too. I think you just.
What?
I think he took too much. He said I think I took too much.
What's he taking?
I'm not really sure. Did you say what you were taking?
Yeah.
I don't know. About to be tripping, he said. And then down the hatch.
Yeah. That bitch owes me some Viagra. You said you were gonna get some more Viagra, dude. I love Viagra.
It is. I love it too.
I love Viagra. Yeah. Ow.
Oh, shrooms. He's on shrooms.
Oh, shrooms. Yeah.
I've never done shrooms. I don't. Have I? No. Yeah, right.
Oh, my eye all of a sudden fucking hurt.
You're rubbing your eye like with your fist like a.
It's like something blew up in there.
Like
Look,
a fussy baby.
Is there red spots or anything?
I don't see anything.
Okay.
You know what's weird? I had that happen to me earlier today.
It's like something happened there.
Like about an hour or two before the show. Like I had
pulled a muscle in it.
Yeah, like I had like a blood vessel burst or something like that. I wonder what that is. Lord knows.
Maybe that's something to do with the barometric pressure.
I mean, who knows? It's fucking Florida. And
so tomorrow we're gonna go to the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go.
Okay.
Dance to some 80s.
We gotta fucking go back to Mannequins too. It's been a while. Go hang out with the young people. Look, we hang out with these old people at the fucking at Barbarella.
Most of them are cool old people.
Yeah, Saturday is the New Wave night.
Yeah, it's New Wave.
And it's all people like in their 50s.
Mostly. There's there's some younger people too, but not that
50s,
many.
and a couple of 60s. And the weirdest fucking shit goes on in there, man. 2 weeks back, it had a dude who's probably like, I don't know, 55, coming up on 60, with his like 25-year-old fucking escort. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he have two?
He had two.
He had two escorts. I mean, I don't know if they were escorts.
They were escorts.
I'm pretty sure they were escorts.
They were fucking like 25 each, maybe 30, not even 30. I think they looked like fucking schoolgirls, kind of basically. And he's out there fucking dancing with them, and they're fucking, they're giggling and shit. Then they all leave together. Like, what the fuck? I didn't see what kind of car he drove, but you have wealthy dudes there. And then our friend, fucking, what's his name? Fucking, he shows up with his escorts. Fucking
Cady.
Yeah.
He always comes with an escort.
Yeah. But
well, this last Saturday,
crazy old people.
This last Saturday, he brought a girl. He said it wasn't an escort.
Yeah.
But it looked like one of the. I mean, she might not have been, but
she was way out of his league.
Yeah, and she was like a lot younger than him.
Yeah.
And she disappeared into the bathroom for like a really long time. And
on the phone or something with people.
And so Scott was like starting to get.
She was doing drugs in the bathroom, I think.
I kind of suspect she was.
Yeah.
But Scott's like, can you please, like, I hate to ask you, but it's like, can you please go and see, like, what's the matter with her? It's like, I don't really know, like, what's going on.
Her ex tracked her down and stole her car.
Yeah, her ex found her and stole her car out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so she was, like, calling for another ride, and she's probably doing drugs in there.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Like, we went down and knocked on the door, and she was just like, oh, my God, was I in there too long? I'm so sorry, and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, no, man. I was like, Scott was just worried about you. And she's like, no, I'm just calling for a ride. Like, my ex stole my car.
Yeah, Scott was pissed.
It was this whole drama. Yeah. So she seemed nice, but...
Yeah, and...
I was like, why am I involved in this now?
So, it's New Wave night, and it's old people, mostly.
Yeah.
With young escorts, some of them.
But it's all the fucking weird ass old people.
Yeah. This night, 10 years ago, it used to be a huge night downtown, but it got moved out into the warehouse district, and it's become an underground club. It's got real good goth night. New wave night, I actually enjoy the music a lot more. Fucking,
I do too.
I'm dancing like crazy because
I dance like pretty much all night, and then the next day I can't even move my legs.
So me and Jen are with all the old unicorns, the people in their 50s that fucking look good. There's not that many of us, about 8 probably out of the whole club. The rest of these dudes look like they're like fucking 55, or they look like they're 65 or 70. Some of them, and one of them that shows up is my friend, Dr. Michael. Dr. Michael's an old goth dude. Okay, got teeth like a jack-o'-lantern. Fucking, he's bald on top of his head and long hair on the sides. Wearing all black. It's like in shorts and black shorts and a t-shirt and fucking gloves and black boots, and he looks like Riff Raff from
a little bit
like Riff Raff from fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show. And we've known this dude for fucking forever.
He's awesome. I love him.
He smells like fucking patchouli.
He smells so good.
Yeah.
And you could that's kind of the good.
Like
he can't sneak up on you because you can smell.
No, you can smell him a mile away. And he's a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Well, he's got this fucking game that he plays with me, you know. He if ever I'm dancing or something, or he just comes up to me whenever I'm talking to somebody else, he tries to get all fucking pansexual on a motherfucker.
Well, he is pansexual.
He's just like pansexual. He'll fuck anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Well, he does shit to me like he's trying to play chicken with me. And last night, that last week, I realized that there's no way to play chicken with this dude because there's just no chicken in him. Fuck.
He'll just do anything. He has absolutely no shame at all.
Some shit was going on with me and Toby and shit. Fucking, and he comes up and he's dancing in front of me like that. So I'm drunk. I fucking dropped my trouser on him. Yeah, like that.
I mean, he had underwear on.
I had underwear on, you know. But he starts getting down on his knees and worshiping and shit. And I'm like, that's right, bitch. And the motherfucker bit me on the dick in front of everybody. It's fucking hilarious. Now, it was through the underwear, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
fucking bit me on the fucking dick. I fucking jumped back and he goes, what happened? What happened?
And then he's like,
and I said, can't play chicken with you. He goes, no, you can't play chicken with me. I'll fucking...
Well, that's what that's what you told me later. He's like, you can't play chicken. You can't play chicken.
Laughing and shit. Jen
you will always lose.
Jen was right there. She's fucking laughing.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Yeah, and mind you, this is in a fucking club full of old people.
And everyone's just like,
they're like, all
right.
Yeah. The old people are
we've all like
fucking wild.
Everybody in there has known each other for like a million years.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, that'll happen. Just one of those things.
That'd be scandalous around the young people, but like, old people are like, yeah.
Like, yeah, but it's just like, yep, they're that good. Someone's biting, like a dude's biting another dude's dick.
Yeah.
That's how that goes. That was a fun night, actually. Yeah, that was, I think the night with the dude with the 2 escorts, that was not a regular. We had never seen him before. Like, every now and then you do get like some random ass person that shows up. Somehow. And that dude, it's like everybody was kind of like low-key talking about it. I was like, are those escorts? It's like we were all trying to figure out. Because they all kind of looked like, I don't know. It just, the vibe of it was like really, really weird. So we were all like trying to figure out. No one's judging or anything. We were just wondering. But, you know, because like I said, we have friends that bring escorts every single time. We have one friend in particular who brings pretty much a different escort every single time. He's got a wife or a fiance, but she doesn't care. She comes sometimes too. She's really nice, but she doesn't give a crap what he does, evidently. He also owns a club in downtown Sanford called the Capitol Room. It's more like a high-end bar than it's not really a nightclub. We haven't been. Like, he keeps asking us. It's like, you need to go. Like, it's not that far from Mannequins. It's, like, walking distance. I think it's, like, a block or 2 away. But he did this whole theme of, like, it's like a robber baron theme. Like, you know, 20s, whatever what you call that, like the fucking Wall Street kind of like it's a theme like that. So it's cool looking in there. Like I've been in there. I was in there like before they opened it.
Oh, you
because I did some posters for them.
Talking about his bar?
Yeah.
We haven't been there yet.
I know.
He's telling us to go.
Like I said, I did posters for it like back before it opened. And we haven't been since it opened. We should probably go one of these days. Like I said, it's not a nightclub. It's more like a bar. But it's kind of like a high-end bar. You know?
Yeah.
Like the shit's like, he sells all that expensive.
I had to get in with those dudes and get my credit rating pumped up high enough where I can get our own club.
We've always kind of talked about that. Like,
man, if we had a club, we'd clean up.
We probably would.
We'd clean up.
I mean, it's a lot of work to run a place like that.
That's the problem, yeah.
And it's kind of
a lot of overheads. And
yeah.
You're going to get into debt, but Big Tom's making a lot of money. At least so he says.
He's making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
He's the guy that owns mannequins.
I'd be a fucking perfect club owner.
Yeah. That's
because I'm show business and I'm into show business and I fucking understand the social scenes and everything that's going on and the clientele and I know how to run a club and know how to run fucking food service too. I'd get good bartenders. I would snag Heather. I'd have Heather as the fucking main.
She works at Mannequins, by the way.
Head of bar, yeah. Tom's not using her right.
High Desert said I'd go to your club. I would too, actually.
We'd have fun. We'd have good DJs too. I'd try to snag Sherry Mouse, but I think she's too far away.
She's in Tampa.
She's constantly looking for a gig.
She's a great fucking DJ though.
Yeah.
She does she'll come over here for shows.
Yeah.
Like she DJs like before, like especially like at Will's Pub or something. Like if they're doing like a goth show at Will's Pub, like a concert.
Yeah.
Like she'll DJ before that.
No, I snagged that dude from the Falcon who was playing all that Cold Wave. Remember him?
Yeah, Nick Mariano.
Yeah, if I could find him. He's still out. He's still around, isn't he?
I think so. I think he might still be DJing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they still do? Used to be. There's a tiny little bar called the Falcon.
Yeah. And they had a great DJ named Nick.
Yeah, and he would do a Friday night called Uberbahn, and it was all like cold wave, dark wave, like super obscure, like goth rock and stuff. Yeah. He was like really into that shit.
Yeah, he was a music nerd.
You couldn't really dance in there, like it's
too small.
It's really small, but you could like go in there and have a beer. I don't think they had any liquor. I think they just had beer and wine.
Yeah, just beer and wine.
But
and cider.
But it was a good like hangout kind of place. But we hadn't been there for like a really long time. But he was a really good DJ too. But we haven't been like in a long time. Like he played like some really good shit.
Yeah.
Like super obscure shit, which I like. But I don't know. The thing about it is that there's it's kind of weird. There is like a big goth industrial scene here, but it's just kind of like there's a lot of places to go though. You wouldn't like think that. There's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition.
So all the nights end up being kind of small.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, obviously everybody can't afford to go to every single...
The economy isn't as good as it used to be.
I mean, you can't afford to go to every single fucking night. I just found out yesterday that on my birthday, which is September 26th, the Sisters of Mercy and Corrine...
We're going to go see them.
...are playing in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
At the St. Augustine Amphitheater.
I'm a big fan of Corrine.
Yeah, I was I knew about the Sisters of Mercy playing there, and I was just like, that might be good. It's my birthday, but I've seen the Sisters of Mercy like 5 or 6 times, and they're good, but it's just like, if I didn't see them again, I wouldn't like cry. But then I found out that Corrine was opening, and I was just kind of like, oh, well, that just automatically made it a lot more intriguing. Plus, it's like St. Augustine, which is an awesome place.
Corrine, they're from Seattle, I think, aren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah. I was listening to new retro wave stations on YouTube and came across a song called Heaven's Servant. And I was like, man, that's a great song. Turned out it was a band called Corrine, started with a K. Korine.
Yeah. It's 2 guys, right? It's just 2 guys.
Yeah.
It's 2 guys.
Well, I was jamming out to some of their shit for about a month or so. And then Jen got a contract to do the graphics for Absolution, which is like a goth music festival here in Tampa. So she starts making all
it's
the
their
shit.
5-year anniversary this year. They've been doing it 5 years. It's a 3-day festival.
We made shirts for them and everything.
Yeah.
Corinthian was on the fucking playlist. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so we saw him live.
So we went there, and I met the guys. And fucking was just like, dude, man, I heard you on fucking YouTube.
New Retrowave.
He was like tripping, and they're real good dudes. If you like classic kind of dark wave, like Depeche Mode or what else?
Any kind of like 80s dark wave, I kind of feel like anything like that, you'd probably be really into.
And they're young guys, but they understand that genre. And every one of their songs, you can find them on YouTube. They got a lot of homemade music videos, and they'll put out whole albums and singles and shit. But it's all digital now. You could get their shit on actual media though. I think they had CDs that they were selling.
Yeah. But, I just put all their shit on Spotify. We just like put
but you're listening to it and it's like, man, this is really clean sounding old music, and it's not old, it's new, but they're just really good, really good. They understand the old dark wave sound.
I kind of love that there's all of these, but there's a bajillion fucking bands.
Yeah,
like Absolution has dozens of bands.
Yeah,
and none of them are old, really. Like some of them have been around for a few years, but like most of them are fairly young bands, and they sound just like bands from back then.
Yeah.
And they weren't even alive, which that blows my fucking mind. And a lot of them are like super fucking good. Like Corinthian is good. Twin Tribes, they're fucking great. Like there's a lot of really good bands, like that sound really good. Like I think Twin Tribes is probably like my favorite one at the moment of that ilk. But there's a lot of ones like that.
That's Corinthian right there.
High Desert just brought up Black Tape for a Blue Girl. Holy shit, I remember them. I remember them. I had one tape of theirs that I recorded from somebody else because I was broke, so I always had to like pirate other people's music because I couldn't afford to buy it. Oh, and we just got demonetized. Oh well.
No, it wouldn't demonetize.
Well, it may be. I don't know. We'll see.
No.
How does it said, have you heard of A Cloud of Ravens? Yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never heard them, though. I've never heard them, though. And then he also says, I can only afford to go out every other week these days. I mean, we go to Barbarella mostly every Saturday. It's not too bad, depending on who's bartending. Like, if there's one bartender there, he usually gives us a break. But you gotta... As long as that bartender's there, like, we're safe. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be super cheap.
Yeah, but I'd recommend them. Check out, I'm going to plug them. That's Corey.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Yeah.
I really like them. I think, when we saw them at Absolution, they were... I wanted to buy a CD, and they were sold out. I did buy a shirt, though. But holy shit. Yeah, Hyde just said, speaking of A Cloud of Ravens, they opened for Sisters of Mercy. They're really good. Okay, I'm going to have to look them up then. I'm going to write that down. Because I have a bunch of... I'm always adding new shit to my Spotify. Because I kind of love... Because that's the thing. Like, even now, like, if you go to Mannequins and stuff like that, because they kind of do, like, a goth night on Fridays, Black Friday. And there's, like, a whole contingent of kids, really, like in their 20s, and they are fucking all decked out.
Yeah.
And they're all into that shit. They're into the old shit and like the new shit that sounds like the old shit, and that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
If you try to play something that's new, like especially if it's real like an industrial, you won't dance to that. But you go play some old fucking death rock and shit, they'll be out there dancing that shit like crazy.
That's what I mean. It's like they'll play like some new like EDM or something like that, and everybody's like meh.
Yeah.
But like they'll play like Susie and the Banshees, everybody's like, oh yeah, yes please. Everybody will run out there. And I was just like, that's so funny. And like, so we were talking to our friend Dimitri who DJs Memento Mori, and he's like, man, I just started like playing all the old shit because that's what everybody dances to. Like the old people dance to it, the young people dance to it. Like I play new shit, nobody dances to it. You know what I mean? Like everybody likes the old shit, so that's what he plays. So now when you go to Memento Mori, it's like they'll throw in like a couple of new songs, but mostly they just play old stuff. Because that's what everybody dances to. Even the people in their fucking 20s. And that's the crazy thing, is that he'll even play shit that I'm sick of, you know, because I've been listening to this shit since the 80s. So it's just kind of like, you know, you hear fucking Every Day is Halloween, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I haven't heard that like 40 bajillion times. But man, they love that shit because they're not sick of it. I mean, you know, they're not old like I am. So it's like they haven't heard it their whole life and are like, yeah, they just don't have any, they don't have anything about it, you know?
Didn't put the ice tray in properly, so it didn't make ice.
That's okay.
It'll make more in a minute.
It's cold-ish. High Desert said, it's nice to see the kids into the old goth music.
Yeah.
Not everyone now is a Swiftie. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I'm honestly, I don't know. It just makes my little black heart like really, really happy. Like when I see them. Like, so there's a whole group of them. I don't even know them. Like, I know who they are because I see them all the time. But I don't know their names or nothing. But, like, a lot of them came to Mannequins on Fridays, and, like, some of them started coming to... Because Mannequins is kind of, like, hit or miss, like, depending on who comes in there. And I think some of them, like me, did not feel super safe there because of, like, all the kind of asshole-y jock people. So they're just kind of like... Well, they started kind of migrating over to Barbarella because that's, like, a much safer environment. Because you can't just wander in because you have to kind of deliberately go there. There's nothing else around. So a lot of them started going there, and it's really edifying to kind of see, and I don't want to be one of those old farts that's just kind of like, oh, old music was better or anything like that, because there's a lot of new shit that's good too, but it's kind of cool, though, that there's like this whole, you know, there's this whole like phalanx of like these younger goth people, and they just like, and they watch all the people on Instagram, they look amazing, like they have all these really cool outfits, and they just go all fucking out. They go all out, and they know all the old shit. They know all the old music and everything. I was just like, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. But it's awesome, though. That's awesome. Yeah, I just said, not just goth. I work at an elementary school, and the kids were listening to Rick Astley of all things. That's awesome. I mean, I remember the whole Rick Astley thing when that happened. Yeah, it's really strange. Like I said, it's just kind of like there's really no precedent for this. You know what I mean? It's like people that weren't even born when this music came out or when these movies came out or anything like that, and just like you can, you know, everything's available now.
Yeah.
So it's almost like when it came out doesn't really matter anymore.
No. They have access to everything.
Yeah, it's not really the same.
And the new shit that's coming out now that they're playing on the radio, it's garbage. It's junk.
Well, it was kind of garbage back then too.
It's just but it's just computer generated fucking fake rap and just terrible shit. So they don't have any connection to that. And it's not about anything that's actually happening. Music from the 80s, the lyrics are about relationships and shit that actually happened. You know, between people, or at least, you know, things that do happen. So I think another thing, and we've talked about this before too, is that I think the reason that maybe like younger people that are more like gothically inclined, perhaps, I think the reason that they relate to a lot of movies and music from the 80s is that the thing about the 80s is that there was not really no social media.
Well, no, what I was going to say was that there wasn't really any sense of irony.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, the music from then was very dramatic.
Yeah, and they meant it.
And they meant it.
Yeah.
They were genuine. They weren't being facetious. They weren't being ironic. They weren't being, like, they weren't, like, trying to keep themselves, like, oh, I'm too cool to feel those emotions or anything like that. It was just very genuinely heartfelt. And I think that because the 90s and beyond went into this kind of ironic... Everything was like at an ironic distance kind of thing, and I think people got sick of that.
Yeah.
So I think people kind of went back to a time before that had occurred.
Yeah, well, they're listening to fucking...
And I could just be pulling that out of my ass,
like
but
Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels or something, you know what I mean? Those are fucking love songs. You know? And, yeah, they meant that shit.
Yeah, they weren't being
sarcastic
or... Because, like I said, I think because if anybody that's been around here for any length of time, it's like I'm always bitching about like how much I hated the '90s, and that was like I graduated from high school in 1990, so the '90s was like my college years and shit like that, and it's just like the way the '90s went, I was like, God, everything is just going like, everybody is being like ironic and meta and everything like that, and it just started to piss me off, like an extreme.
Goth music wasn't though.
No, not really. Like there was good goth music from that time.
Good goth music from that time.
But it really did seem like the culture as a whole was kind of going in that too cool to feel genuine emotions kind of thing. And it's just kind of
cheese.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like I was like I just don't like it. I just didn't like that whole thing.
There was a lot of good music in the 90s.
There was, yeah.
Massive Attack, Garbage. That was good. That was, fucking real good pop music.
Well, I liked a lot of goth bands from the 90s. I like fucking
Switchblade Symphony,
Corpus Delicti.
Yeah, then there was Rasputina. They were really good.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
There was still good Death in June and stuff coming out in the 90s. Death in June. David Tibet was still good in the 90s.
Yeah, there was still good shit in the 90s. There was still good shit in the 90s.
Good then, yeah.
I'm just saying, I kind of feel like, and I think I talked about this on my History of Horror video, which please go watch that if you haven't, because I spent a lot of time on that. But I think the same thing kind of happened in horror movies in the 90s too, where everything, and especially after Scream came out, but it was a little bit before that, where everything kind of everything had to be like ironic. You know what I mean? And that
was more 2000s.
Well, it started in the 90s though.
Yeah.
It started in the 90s. I kind of feel like it started major with Scream from the Wes Craven movie from 1996. Yeah. But I think there were seeds of it before that. Well, because he had made the New Nightmare too, which was kind of meta, but it wasn't kind of, I don't know. So I didn't like that ironic distance kind of shit. And so, I don't know. Like, my philosophy is that I think people were sick of everything being not genuine. Like I said, it's like I can't, like, I'm so extreme, I'm too cool for this and that and the other thing. Like, everything has to be a joke. And so I think that people started going back to a time before that, maybe.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I guess so.
Because it did kind of seem like a lot of the 80s stuff, the reason that a lot of people thought 80s music was cheesy, because it was genuine.
Yeah. I didn't see the 90s that way because I was totally embroiled in military stuff. And then when I got out in 94, I was in Boston doing the whole Man Ray fucking goth thing. And then ended up on the fucking Mississippi Gulf Coast with my first wife and hanging out down the French Quarter. So 90s for me was goth as fuck.
Yeah. Well, right, yeah, I was too, but that was because I largely
and I liked the music
disconnected from...
Right. Yeah, I didn't care about the mainstream at all. But there was some mainstream bands that I liked. Like I said, I liked Massive Attack. I liked...
I like Massive Attack,
I liked fucking Garbage. You know, Shirley Manson from Garbage. They had real good music. There was a bunch of other ones that are just really not coming to mind. Anything off that Romeo and Juliet album, you know, the fucking soundtrack was really good.
Especially that Gavin Friday song.
Gavin Friday fucking song, yeah. Fucking,
I have that on my Spotify playlist.
So gay, man. I become so
every
gay
time it comes on.
I know.
I'm like, oh, let's get the pink champagne and the balloons. Get in that bathtub.
That song comes on, I'm in the fucking bubble bathtub. Fucking, it's a huge bathtub.
With all the penises coming at you.
Fucking dicks coming at me.
I mean,
fucking, I got Zach with me.
That's just my fantasy.
Fucking, we got a big old fucking, we got a big old fucking silver platter of fucking cocaine and fucking poppers.
Poppers, yeah.
And we got all kinds of gay shit and fucking.
And the tub, it's like a big pink heart-shaped tub.
Yeah, we're
with bubbles.
We're at the top of the
mirrors on the ceiling.
We're at the top of the luxury hotels, rotating and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gay
I like
shit.
that.
Fucking,
I like that.
Yeah, it's gay.
Oh my god, I love it.
Fucking singing love songs and shit. And
I'm
not even Zach's type. I'm not even Zach's type, but he
not.
knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's in the bubble bath with me. It's okay.
Can I film? I can film it, right?
Yeah, Jen's filming it. Jen's there with the fucking.
Oh, I'm gonna film it.
Jen's there with the fucking. I was gonna say camera, but nowadays it's the phone. She's there with the phone, fucking recording it.
I'm gonna film.
Yeah, we're singing Gavin Friday songs. Angel, come over. Yeah, it's Angel. That's what.
Yeah, that's the name of that song.
Yeah.
That might be the gayest song ever,
it's the gayest song of all time.
It's awesome. I love that fucking
song.
it's so good.
That's gayer than Erasure. It's gayer than fucking.
And Erasure's pretty gay.
Erasure's fucking gay as fuck. What else?
I like Erasure though.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. Gayer than Pet Shop Boys. They're great. I love Pet Shop Boys. They're really good.
I like some of their songs.
I had that whole Orange album. What was the name of that one? It was orange plastic.
Yeah. What was
the CD case came. It was orange. I fucking went.
Yeah.
It had Go West, I think, on it.
I don't like that song though.
It had all kinds of stuff in it.
It's a Sin is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think that was on it too. Might have been a greatest hits album.
It probably was because Go West was like a lot later.
Yeah.
It's a Sin I thought came out in like fucking the late 80s. I want to say. Hyder says Tom the Bubble Bath Years.
Tom the Bubble Bath Years.
He laughs at me for like coming up with this shit, but it's just kind of like all my gay fantasies about Tom.
Women are fucking funny, man.
I know.
And fucking Zach sent me.
We're the
Zach
ones.
here? Yeah, Zach's here. Zach sent me all the pictures that he's collected of Tom Hardy off of fucking Tom Hardy's Facebook.
Yeah. Was that Facebook or MySpace?
MySpace. Off his MySpace.
That's how old that shit is.
That's how old that shit was. He's like a kid in the shit. I think it might.
Kids nowadays are like, MySpace? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is MySpace?
I barely remember MySpace.
That's what I was trying to study. I was trying to study
that was
Tom
a long
Hardy's
time ago.
young Tom Hardy's back arch game.
Well, Tom's trying to do it.
Yeah, I want that photo.
I'm gonna have to
I want that photo.
I'm gonna have to get like all kind of. I'm gonna have to get a protractor.
Yeah.
And like do
okay,
do the angle correctly.
I got it. It's not all of them.
I liked the one picture where he was like kind of being like, "Hey, look down my pants." You couldn't really see anything, but yeah, he had a douchey hat on though. That was the only thing I didn't like.
It's Tom Hardy with a shotgun.
He also has a douchey hat on.
Yeah, with his douchey hat on.
Yeah. That kind of ruins it. Kind of ruins it.
Tom Hardy looking in something. I don't know what it is. It must be an oven or a cooler.
I couldn't figure it out. I'm just like, is that a turkey with a penis? What is that?
I don't know what it is.
I looked at that picture for an uncomfortably long time trying to figure out what that was. I'm like, is that a turkey with a penis in a toaster oven?
Young Tom Hardy taking a picture of himself in the mirror with two different fucking colored eyes with his girlfriend from Lady Tron behind him.
His girlfriend from Lady Tron.
Yeah, and I think he's got braces. I actually think he's got braces on his teeth or something.
He's got like a grill.
No, he's got a grill
that he snapped on over there.
Yeah, he's got a grill
because he doesn't really have teeth like that.
All right. Young Tom Hardy in his fucking skivvies and shit with a fucking stupid baseball hat on.
I know. Why always with the baseball hat?
I don't know. Baseball hat.
It would have been so much better without the baseball
Freddie
hat.
Mercury's fucking mustache.
I do like the mustache, though.
Okay. Young Tom Hardy and his pit bull.
That's pretty
in
cute.
bed together.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Not a super flattering angle, but it still works.
Okay. This is the one that Jen liked. This is a young Tom Hardy and his fucking thirst trap foot selfie.
Look at him. He's making like the duck face and everything.
Yeah. Making a duck face.
Hi, ladies. Look down my pants.
Yeah, and he's looking.
I'm just like, all right, I'll look down your pants.
That's off of Tom Hardy's fucking MySpace back in the day.
That was like before they even had. They didn't even have the term thirst trap back then.
No, that's a thirst trap photo.
But that's definitely what that is. That was thirst trap before anybody knew what thirst trap
was. Thirst trap.
I do like that picture. Actually, I thought. I guess I was. You showed me all those pictures at the same time, so I was thinking he had a douchey hat on in every single picture.
Yeah,
but you can't actually see the top of his head in that one. Okay, so that one's acceptable. The other ones, I'm just like, why with the douchey hat?
They're telling me I should have moved to Palm Springs. I don't know why.
I can't bang a dude with a fucking baseball cap on. I'm sorry.
Douchey fucking baseball cap.
Whether it's forward or backward, I'm just like, please take that shit off. Oh my god, like so not sexy.
Yeah.
High Desert said Erasure and Mark Almond gay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, Mark Almond's voice, whoo. I know he's gay and everything, but it's just kind of like there's something about his voice that kind of like does things. I'm not gonna like go into too much detail because I don't want to be gross, but I really like Mark Almond. In case you didn't know, but yeah, there's something about his voice that gets to me in a particular way. In that kind of way. Zach is talking about somebody mentioned. Oh, High Desert said apparently there's an AI Depeche Mode song that sounds exactly like the real thing, except for the lyrics. Well, now I'm kind of curious as to what the lyrics are. I will admit, like Depeche Mode, Martin Gore wrote, I think, all of the lyrics, as far as I'm aware. Like Dave Gahan, the singer, he didn't write the lyrics. Martin Gore did. Some of the lyrics are good, and some of them are kind of cringe. And I thought that, like, even back in the 80s. I love Depeche Mode, though. I've seen them a couple of times. But, so now I'm kind of curious as to, like, what the lyrics were. Were they better? Were they worse?
Well, it may not have been lyrics at all.
I'm going to have to look that up.
It might just be I heard some AI-generated heavy metal. I mean, it sounded pretty good. But the lyrics are unintelligible. You know what I mean? It's just a human-type voice. You know, like
which
that.
for, I mean, death metal, that might work because they all kind of sound like Cookie Monster anyway.
Yeah.
And I can't tell what they're saying. I sound like an old person.
Yeah, you do. some of it was kind of had like the ambient, like angelic vocals and fucking choruses going on. It was a mixture of everything.
That.
It was a mixture of everything.
I do like some metal. It's not my main genre.
How does it say I need to go to Palm Springs because all the gay dudes there?
Oh.
Yeah, so I can apply my trade. I have all kinds of new clients.
You can rub your little hot bun booty, like your two little bread loaves rubbing against.
Sit up there and like fucking do like fucking
rub. I know how you do.
I did that shit at the club.
I know how you do.
I did that shit at the club. Fucking.
He did that to
dropped
me.
Trout.
He did that to me also.
I did that shit on Jenna. Did that shit on fucking Toby. And our friend fucking who's a nurse. What's her name? The fucking
Charisse.
Charisse, because that was so hot.
I thought so as well.
So hot.
See, she knows.
All these fucking drunk old people at the fucking club.
How old is Charisse? Our age?
She's our age.
Okay. You wouldn't know it. She's a nurse too. Toby is also a nurse. I think they work together. They might work in the same hospital because they hang out together all the time. She's there all the time, and she's awesome. But I don't know if she's our age. She might be slightly younger. Maybe slightly older. I'm not really sure. Like I said, you can't really tell. But man, she is there every single Saturday, super early. And she will just get out there and fucking tear that dance floor up. She will dance all fucking night long. All night long. Little bitty skinny girl. Yeah, she's super nice. I like her. I'll ask Tom when he gets back if he's ever tried any poppers. I don't know if he has or not. He's tried all the drugs pretty much, but I don't know about poppers. Zach says Mark Allman submitted a song for a Bond movie back in the day, apparently. Oh, man, he would have done a great Bond theme. God, he has the best fucking voice. I love Mark Allman. My favorite song of his, actually, is, well, Torch is good, but I also like, I'm Sick of You Tasting of Somebody Else. That's probably my favorite, like, Mark Allman song. That's a great fucking song. I love that fucking song. But yeah, he's awesome. The only one they play at the club is Tears Run Rings, which was kind of a quasi hit, I guess.
What you talking about?
Mark Allman.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to determine which one to ask you first, because which one will take the longest. Jack Dolph said, Tom, when you lived in Boston, did you ever visit Nantucket? And if so, was it a nice place to visit?
I didn't go to Nantucket, no.
Okay, well, that was easy.
No.
Zach said, Tom, have you ever tried poppers before, though? They're wild.
No, I never tried them. I've heard about them. I've never done them.
Like I said, Tom's done all the drugs.
If somebody wants to send me some, I'll do them on a show.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll do them right here on the show. I don't give a shit.
That might be a fun Friday, right?
Yeah, amyl nitrate, I think, is what
Do drugs with Tom and Jenny.
It's not drugs. I think it's legal. I think they're legal.
Well, I mean, states. You know. Well, like I said, sometimes... Remember I told you about that show I like, Time Suck?
Yeah.
With that comedian, Dan Cummins? Sometimes, and the show that he did about Bass Reeves, which I was telling you about at Sonny's the other day, he was halfway through the show, he said he dropped acid. Before the show started. And then halfway through... He started, it started taking effect. Let's put it that way. And he tried to, keep it together for a while. But after a while, he had to like stop, and they had to do the second part another time because he's like, I'm sorry I had to do that, but he's like everything was like breathing, and I couldn't really see anymore, and it was just like, but it's funny. But like a lot of the shows that he's done, I think he did one about Michael Jackson, and he was on some drug, but I don't remember what it was. But like whenever he does ones on drugs, it's like super super funny. It's because I'm actually in awe of how well he can keep his shit together. Like you can tell he's on something, and he's not exactly in his right mind, but he's keeping his shit together like pretty good.
That's our friend Charisse I was telling you about.
Yeah.
She's our age. She's a nurse.
Like I said, I think her and Toby work at the same hospital.
Yeah.
Or they did. I don't know if they still do, but they did.
See if I got a picture of hers all fucking gothed out and shit.
She usually has her
She's
little
old school gotcha.
She has her like her little jacket that has all the patches on it.
Yeah.
Like all the punk rock and goth band patches on it.
Maybe I got a video of her.
And she's a really good dancer, man. She just like gets out there.
I have a video of her dancing. She's a little twiggy thing. She's probably about 5 feet, maybe.
Man, one of her favorite things, and I always associate her with Public Image Limited, because it seems like she always requests like a PIL song, which are not super great to dance to, but she always like wants a PIL song.
Yeah.
So whenever he plays PIL, she is like
Here she is.
so into that stuff.
Here she is dancing.
Oh yeah.
And that's Toby, but next to her.
Oh
in
yeah,
white.
that's Toby right there.
Yeah.
He's got a white outfit on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what night.
That's at the club we're actually talking about.
Yeah, that's Barbarella.
Yeah. Early. Kind of early.
It is kind of early, but yeah.
I think she's got a couple reels with me in it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I can't really see if anyone else is recognizable in there. I can't really see all that good. Zach says, fair warning with poppers, though, they smell like nail polish.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to nail polish.
She's calling somebody. I'm filming this.
Oh, that's right. You did film this. I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
Because she's like, hey, take my phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. Yeah, Tom filmed it. That's right. That's right. And that's John. That's our friend John over there. He's always there. We've known him from a long time. He's a friend of Scott's, too.
Yeah.
The dude that
That was Dr. Michael back there running around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then...
I forgot who that was.
I can't really see. Yeah, they're always there, too.
Yeah.
There's Will.
Oh, there's Will.
There's
That's my buddy
and his
Will,
wife,
yeah.
That's not Angel, is it?
Yeah, it's Angel in the background.
Oh, was that Angel and Mike?
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't really see all that good. That's right. I forgot that she gave you her phone and you shot a bunch of video one night from over there.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta pee.
Okay.
Find some stuff. I'm gonna get another drink while I'm.
Well, here's Charisse and Toby during the day at Charisse's house.
That's Toby in the background with the blonde beard. Toby gay as shit. That's my boy. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. That's a guy we were talking about that's a unicorn. He just turned 50. He's like a rockabilly type guy. Charisse cutting it up. She's got kids too, but they're grown and gone. Yeah. You guys notice we don't have Ariel out here today. I didn't bring her out. She's out on the sofa out in the den. She's practicing her back arch game. I hear Jen out there making a new drink for herself. See what everybody's saying. Okay.
What are you doing?
I was just showing some video. You're talking.
That was a good video that you shot. I didn't even I never saw it.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook a lot, so I don't
It's
see
almost 10. I don't know about you, but I could almost use something to eat here in a bit.
Man, I just got another drink.
Yeah.
Did somebody ask about Ariel? Like why she wasn't?
No, I just said she's not out here.
Oh, yeah, Zach said you mean Ariel is recovering from the backache Tom gave her from last night's pounding. She's on the couch.
Yeah.
In the living room. And we were thinking about, which was like, well, should we put her on the show? But Tom's like, well, she's topless right now, so I don't know like how that's gonna work out.
You gotta dress
and
up.
she wasn't like in a position because you gotta like maneuver her.
Yeah.
She's laying on the couch in the living room with her butt sticking up.
Like she's on all fours.
She's kind of laying down.
Yeah, like
with her butt sticking.
Yeah.
Because Tom like poses her like that.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to put her in a sitting position or something, you have to like.
Gotta be like a puppeteer. Yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about the sex doll.
Who we usually have in the background, but not today. But not today. We might take her in later on. We'll see.
I gotta replace her fucking fingernails and toenails. Yeah.
Isn't this crazy? Like Tom ordered new
fingernails and toenails.
Fingernails and toenails
for the doll. Yeah.
Well, the ones we have on her now are like those big long.
Yeah, and they don't work right.
Black sharp ones.
Yeah. They bend her fingers all up.
Well, and like I said, I kind of feel like those only look good if you have like the whole goth ensemble.
Yeah.
And mainly, we just kind of, when she's in the house, we just kind of, like, she doesn't go anywhere. But I'm just saying when she's just laying around.
She's mostly semi-nude.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to put too many clothes on her because, like I said, they stain.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, so usually she just has a bra on or panties or whatever. So she doesn't have a whole outfit on.
She looks like a stripper.
Yeah.
Stripper shoes and shit.
Zach says, so who takes more maintenance? The cats, a toddler, or Ariel?
Cats. Cats require food. You gotta clean cat box. Constantly in your face.
Gotta clean their butts.
Yeah, fucking. You don't understand, man.
Their little butts explode.
Yeah, Poogie's just fucking daddy's girl, man. She's fucking constantly on top.
Oh my god, you guys.
Never leaves me alone.
Pookie loves this man.
Yeah.
So much.
I'll try to sleep on my back and she'll climb up on my fucking chest and like, boom, 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 like that. Wake up. She's constantly trying to wake me up. Yeah.
Daddy.
Asking me for things. It's constant.
She climbs on me too, but not as much.
Yeah.
That's like, it's so funny. Yeah, like I'll wake up, it's like 5 a.m. or something, and I'll glance over, and Pookie is just like sitting on his chest, like looking at his face.
Looking right in my face. Yeah. You gonna wake up? When you gonna get up? She's fucking
making biscuits.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You've been sleeping so long.
Yeah.
The weird thing about it, like I said, now Bambi, our other kitty, who we've had almost a year at this point, she is a total mama's girl. She is like my shadow. She follows me around everywhere. I can't even go to the damn bathroom and she like runs in there. And the weird thing about it is that she will not jump on the bed, which is strange. Like if it's the weekend and I kind of stay in bed like later than usual, like she'll come in the room and she'll yell, like she'll be like, hey, 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 like I'm here. And I'm just like, okay, well come up here. Like I'll pet you. And she'll kind of come around to the side of the bed and look at me. And I'm just like, come on, come up here. And she's just like, no. She'll just sit there. I don't know why she doesn't want to come up in the bed. Pookie will. Pookie will sleep up there. She'll come up and like lay like that, like between my legs or lay on his chest or whatever and just like sleep up there for ages. But I don't know why Bambi won't do that. I kind of feel like maybe the house she came from, because she was 18 months old when we got her. And we don't know. We got her from PetSmart, but they told us, well, she just got here today from like a shelter in Tampa. And we only know that she got given up because she had a litter of kittens. And I don't know what happened to the kittens. So we don't know what kind of house that she came from. So we kind of suspect that she was punished for jumping on the bed. And I also suspect that, I don't know if this is true, but I also suspect that whoever the dude was in the house was mean to her. Because she loves me. She will flop all over me like all day long. But she's still real wary of Tom. And I think that's probably because, I don't know if she was abused or there was just something about the dude that in the house that she came from that scared her. And she still hasn't gotten over it. Because we got her last August. So it's almost been a year since we've had her. And she's chill. Like, she's settled into the house. Like, she understands it's her house. She'll eat all the fucking food. She eats Pookie's food, too. But, for some reason, she still will not jump on the bed. And she's still scared of Tom, kind of.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. CB said, I'd pay money to see my dad clean up cat shit because he wouldn't do it for millions. Why not? I mean, gotta
clean the cat box all the time.
Yeah, gotta clean up. Yeah, we have 2 cat boxes. I have one up here and we have one downstairs. And, so I clean the one up here and Tom cleans the one downstairs. But I don't understand. It's just shit you gotta do.
It's a lot easier than cleaning a horse stall.
And Tom's done that too.
Used to do 10 of them a day, at least.
I remember going with you, doing that stuff.
Yep.
Zach said, "Would you ever get a Maine Coon cat?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not averse.
The thing is
they're big,
it's hot
but
here, and fucking those are real furry cats. They're not built to fucking be in Florida weather. They had to be in air conditioning all the time.
We will probably. I don't know. I hate to say this. Like, we were talking about this the other day. Like, our cat Beijing is getting older.
She's getting old, yeah. She's not going to be put down eventually.
I mean, I don't like to think about that because she's still... I mean, she's what, 15?
More.
And
16.
I mean, she...
Got her in 2000...
Yeah, before I even knew you. Because
yeah.
when I started hanging out at your house, she was already grown.
2008, so she's old.
But, I don't really want to think about having to have her put down. But, we have talked about getting another kitten when that happens, but I don't know. I don't know how Pookie and Bambi are going to react.
They get over it.
Because, well, when we got Bambi, she wasn't a kitten. She was 18 months old. She had already had a litter of kittens of her own, so she was kind of grown. Pookie didn't like it at first. She still kind of doesn't like it. Like, if they're both out in the hallway.
They're buddies. Yeah.
If they're out in the hallway and I pet Bambi or talk to Bambi, like, Pookie will look at me with those, like, her big owl eyes. Yeah. Like, she gives me such a stink eye. Yeah. And then, like, if you go over there and, like, try to pet her, she's like, fuck off. And then she just, like, gets up and stalks off.
Yeah. They hang out with each other, though, all the time.
They do. It's, like, it's really weird. Yeah. But it took them a long time to, like, get to that point. They didn't fight, really. But there's still, like, a lot of jealousy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Phantom says bunnies make good indoor pets, just saying. I had a bunny when I was younger, a dwarf rabbit named Scooter. I didn't name him. Her. Was it a him? Yeah, I guess it was a male. That bunny was a spaz. Holy crap. We had to keep him in like an enclosure because if you let him out, he was scared of everybody and he was would hide everywhere. You couldn't get him out. Holy crap. Zach says you could always get a capybara. They're kind of big.
Yeah.
You know, I
didn't know they sold those here.
Maybe he's joking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to clean up that poop. That's for sure. I will say though that Ariel does take some maintenance.
Yeah. Look, I don't know about you, Jen, but I'm getting hungry.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me make us some sandwiches.
Okay.
You ready?
I guess so.
Okay. We've been doing it. Show's almost 3 hours long, so we're good.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay, that's good.
2.5 hours.
That's good.
All right, Tom's getting fussy.
Yeah,
So
fussy.
He's getting fussy.
Getting hungry, man. Yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, we got shit we got to do tomorrow and everything. So we.
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go see Maxine.
Yeah.
Already got tickets for it. Gonna go eat at the Chinese buffet, and then we're gonna go see Maxine.
And
so I guess
out that night too.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go out to Barbarella and go dance. But so probably, I know I said we do Talented Mr. Ripley, which we will eventually get around to, Zach, I promise. But we will probably review Maxine on Monday because we're gonna go see it tomorrow. Already got tickets and everything. All right, so thank you everybody for dropping by this evening and hanging out with us. Thank you for
everybody.
Your super chats.
Mm-hmm.
We will see you guys again on Monday night for the movie review. Good night.